What is going on, everybody? It is episode 673 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with the returning birthday girl.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. I am finally back. Happy to be here again. It's crazy because we're already more than half of the way through my birthday month. And I know that's a term that really triggers Brett.
I'm so upset right now.
But I'm going to use it anyway. It's my birthday month. And you are free to tell me happy birthday month.
Yes, you are all allowed to do that right now. I'm fine with birthday week because your birthday was on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, everything's out of whack right now because I haven't been here and now I can barely hear myself because we got a sound check, and also Lisa is not in the studio yet. She is on the way here, but something catastrophic happened. We're good. Something happened on the way, and she's going to be walking in after we've already started. I don't know what is happening.
The funny thing is, okay, so when I in the description, I posted all the links and everything, and then I went into the chat, as I always do before the show, and I said, wish Mary a happy birthday, and I also included, I said, say hi to Lisa, which I usually avoid doing until a guest is actually
But just when you get a little too confident.
Too uppity.
The universe, if we're going to refer to the universe smacks you down once again. But I forgot we got a $20 super chat before the show started, so that's obviously what we need to attend to first.
Yes.
Shane H. Wilder said, happy Friday, Brett, Mary, and Lisa. We'll let Lisa know you said that. And happy belated birthday, Mary. I hope you enjoyed the birthday card. I wanted to get a Brett-shaped piñata, but I guess you'll just have to beat the real Brett instead.
Honestly,
sorry, Brett.
Brett-shaped piñata would be dope.
Well, actually, when I hit you, candy does fall out.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I mean, it's in my pockets, but yeah, it's like, she hits me with a baseball bat and candy just flies out of my pockets, which is funny.
It's usually the no good candy that you don't want.
No, see, here's the thing. I was in
Werther's Originals.
When I was back in Minnesota, we went once again. So every time we fly back, we have to take like a later flight because it costs way more to take like an early afternoon flight home for some reason. Like the evening flight is just a lot cheaper. So we always have to make do with all this extra time leading up to going to the airport. So we go to Minnesota's biggest candy store. It's huge. It's like a whole barn.
Multiple stories.
Yeah, and no, it's like two barns
like
connected to each other.
Okay.
And I get a couple of different candies that you definitely can't find, out in the wild most of the time. Like I found icy flavored icy gummy bears and stuff like that.
Well, remember when I told you there's a new icy flavored cereal?
Yeah.
You need to try that and do a review for us.
Well, I had like the fruit, like what was it? Not Twix. It was Fruity
what?
Pebbles, infused Fruity Pebbles. They have like sugar inside them. I ate
insane.
like half of it, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like even I can't do this.
Yeah, that's
it was too much.
Give you a stroke.
Or I'm sorry, Trix. It was.
Was there
Trix.
anything else?
I got that. I got it's the.
I'm hungry right now, so I just wish I had some candy or something.
While we're waiting to get started, guys, while we're waiting for Lisa right now, I do have birthday gifts that I have given to Mary, and I decided to wait and have her open them on stream. We can do that while we wait for Lisa.
Because we're inauthentic and everything we do is for content.
Yes.
Nothing is actually genuine. Nothing is actually a genuine moment of human connection anymore. But this is the first one.
Look, yes, I disagree. It is genuine because it especially the second one. You're
kidding.
Good.
Okay, but is this the first one I should open?
Yeah, open that one first.
Okay. Happy birthday, Mary.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why.
No, I think you'll like that one.
You said it's the best birthday gift ever.
The second one is the best birthday gift ever.
Oh. Do we see a replacement?
It's on a theme today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. See, I'm so easy to shop for, like, you know that.
You gotta move the box.
Okay, I gotta move this. See, guys? You probably can't see it yet, but I gotta take it out of the packaging. Yep. I'm unboxing. This is the first unboxing video on the channel. It's a historic moment for us.
Is it about the same size as your other cup? It looks like
Is it visible? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys couldn't see it when I was on the table. It's about, I think it is actually taller.
Yes!
Somehow, I didn't know that was possible, but it is taller than the Stanley I have.
It's going to be even more obtrusive than the other one.
I love
it. Yep.
Amazing. I'm gonna roll into work with this every day. I gotta put the straw in.
Yep.
Let me see. There we go. Perfect. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So we were shopping at like Olivia loves to go to like TJ Maxx and to like Marshalls and stuff like that. And I saw it like in the clearance section and it was broken. So I went online and bought like the one that wasn't broken.
This is gonna give me so much lead poisoning.
Yes, it is. It's
I'm
like
so
BPA
excited.
free.
Yeah. Okay. So should I open the second
the,
one now?
The other
this one is big.
And it's based on a theme. But yeah, you're gonna. I think
I
you'll like this one.
accidentally caught a glimpse of it. I didn't see it.
Okay.
But I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, this is in a giant
duffel bag. Yep.
Okay. This is a terrible shot.
Yep.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so cute. Wait. I don't want to make it fall.
Yep. Got to get the bag out of there.
Okay.
Go.
You guys, this is huge. Look.
Olivia made that.
Thank you. Oh,
Yep.
if Olivia's watching, thank you. I'm gonna thank her off camera as well. But this is so cute. It's ginormous. How long did this take?
It took a while to like last night. She had to put the finishing touches on it. Stuff the head with polyfill.
That's so sweet.
I was like,
I love the bow.
Looking at pictures to make sure like the whiskers are in the right place. And I think they are like perfectly done. So
It's
it looks,
Mr. Fluffykin's size.
It is.
Giving him a run for his money.
Olivia did amazing work on that.
It's literally taking up the entire shot.
Yep. You just leave that in there.
Okay, I guess I don't know where to put it now. I'll like throw it over on
Set
top
it to
of
the side, yeah, just for now. Perfect.
She landed. Okay. I love that.
Yes.
That was a really good birthday gift.
It was so it's really funny because it's like you realize how much stuff gets made by machine now, because when a person has to make that, it's hours of I think she said it took like 6 hours to do most of the actual crocheting for it.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
So happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better now.
We'll have to find a spot for it over there. It might have a hard time standing up because the head is so big.
Yeah, I don't want to. That would, if we put it above the TV would just collapse one day and it would be a whole mess.
So yes,
we'll have to figure out a place.
We are still waiting for Lisa here. She should be getting here shortly. I'm hoping.
Her ETA is like 3 minutes from now, so it'll be fine. But we can start without her.
Yeah,
it's fine.
While we do that, guys, just hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel. If you have not subscribed here yet already, please and thank you. We are past 130,000 subscribers, and the best way to help this show grow is to share the video out with friends and family and loved ones and people you like, people you hate, everyone in between. The more people you share it with, the faster we grow. So thank you. And remember, all Super Chats, $20 and over. We will interrupt the discussion. We will read those Super Chats right then and there. Perhaps you want to say happy birthday to Mary, and you want us to read that Super Chat right now. That's what
Or
you
happy
should do.
birthday month.
Happy birthday month.
That would also work.
So what do we got to talk about today? Well, this is one that we probably would have covered earlier in the week, except for we were off Monday and Tuesday. But Blake Lively's new movie, It Ends With Us, is full of all sorts of crazy PR drama relating to her co-star and director Justin Baldoni, the production of the movie.
Is it Baldoni?
I think it's Baldoni.
I thought it was Baldoni, like Zamboni.
Whatever. The point is, he used corporate to fat shame her, which is epic level trolling. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how the child stars are apparently not okay because Amanda Bynes posted a new picture and she's not looking healthy right now.
She's not on the up and up. There are some other examples I wanted to talk about. Some who are doing better than others, like Lindsay Lohan. She's currently in what seems to be a career renaissance of sorts, and she is also looking gorgeous, looking better than ever now that she's dissolved all of that filler in her face.
Thin.
Looking very thin, very handsome, very thin.
So we're going to talk about that. Also, Kylie Jenner says that she's got some regrets as related to plastic surgery, and she claims that she's never used Ozempic. This is definitely one that I would never have covered unless you were here, because I didn't know that this happened. So
I was just listening to another video that HRH put out, and she was ranting about all of these influencers and non-influencers and celebrities alike who are on Ozempic, and they just relentlessly lie about it. And what, like, I totally understand why someone would choose to do Ozempic, even though I wouldn't personally. What I don't understand is why you would lie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel the same way about like actors who use like steroids.
Like,
Who
why
cares?
would you lie? Who's gonna crucify you for doing, steroids, taking Ozempic, doing crash diets, like whatever it might be? What are they so afraid of by telling the truth?
The chat is saying we should have put the Hello Kitty in the chair.
Oh, well,
this side.
okay.
This side over here. She has arrived.
We might need to
That's
ask
okay.
you for a favor, actually. Could you come around here and grab this Hello Kitty plushie?
It doesn't matter because the camera's not on. Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
darn.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay,
Camera's
never
not
mind,
on.
never mind then.
We are gonna have to set up a shot here for you though.
It's
She's
fine.
showing up
Sorry,
midstream.
guys.
How you doing?
This is.
I love your dress.
Thank
That's so
you.
cute.
I was like, the whole British thing.
Make sure you grab your mic.
Yes,
just so
sorry, I
everyone
forgot.
can hear your beautiful
Oh my gosh.
voice.
We were rushing.
How was Culture War? How did that go?
Wild.
Yeah.
I was screaming at Milo half the time, telling him to stop talking.
Why?
He was just talking like loudly and over everyone.
I haven't seen it
But
yet.
it was good. It was. I love Milo. So like he was very funny. My mom called me up and she was like, me and Dad were listening, and she was like, Dad was like, why does he keep talking? But he doesn't know who Milo is. She's like, I do, and I thought he was fantastic, and I loved it. I was like, okay, Mom. So,
So what was the subject matter?
Tommy Robinson, the riots in the UK, how they're two-tier police state, they're persecuting him, how they're set, like just everything that's going on. But we did get into Islam and the Jews.
I see.
And all that fun
Well,
stuff.
that's a lot of fun stuff that we're definitely not going to be talking about on the show today.
Yeah,
I don't know what I
felt
would
the
say.
topics.
I don't know what I would say if my dad said he knew who Milo was. I would be weirded out.
My mom, remember that skit that was like, it was Shane Gillis, he did it, and he was like, it's great if you have a Fox News dad, but if you have a Fox News mom, she smokes in a house, and like that was like his line. And I was thinking, I have a Fox News mom, but she's so proper. It's like, it doesn't line up for me.
She's not
but
like the other Fox News
she got
moms.
so mad at that clip. She was like,
How dare he say
she was
that?
like, I would never smoke
Not
a
all
cigarette.
Fox News
I don't even
moms.
drink. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was really funny. So
Well, it's gonna be a lot lighter fare here today. No geopolitics, no immigration
oh
policy.
my God, I'm so tired. I drove down from Philly last night, and we didn't get in till like 1:30 in the morning, and then Milo needed his shirt washed and ironed, and so he turned into an assistant. So I didn't go to bed till 2:30, and then I went and did the show. So I'm a little tired, but we got this. We're gonna have fun today.
I have found that oddly enough, it adds an entire different level to performance when you have to go on no sleep and do something like that.
We'll see. I don't know. I didn't really speak much. I mean, with Tommy, who talks like the whole time, and Milo, who talks the whole time, there wasn't much opportunity.
When you do this, when you do a show like this every day, you love it when somebody talks a lot. You're like,
do you?
Yeah, I love it. Like when somebody has a lot to say.
Someone's like passionate about what we're talking about. Like that's a great thing.
And oddly enough, what I find is like if people aren't very talkative, then you have to kind of structure the discussion in a way where sometimes it feels like you're out on an island and you're trying to say all the things you want to say, and maybe it doesn't all come to you. But then conversely, when people have a lot to say, then you have more to say because you're engaging with what they're talking about. True. So it's actually a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So we were just telling everybody about what we got to talk about today. So I think we can just go ahead and get right into it if we're ready.
Yeah, are you ready?
I looked at our topics today.
You're all prepared? Okay,
Kind of.
good.
Yeah, let's go.
That's fine.
I'm
We
never
don't really
prepared.
need to prepare here.
I'm not ready to prepare for pop stuff, you know.
I prepare when you're not here. Okay, I have like 4 pages of notes that I then have to like look at, and because I don't have a laptop. Like I'm always jealous when you watch if you watch a Daily Wire show, they got a laptop like right in front of them that I'm assuming has notes or something that they're talking
Or
about.
like
right
monitors
there. Yeah.
on the wall or whatever.
I would love that. I would love that. But at the same time, then I suck at reading anyway. So what would happen? I'd read it wrong, and then I'd say the wrong thing.
I remember Elijah was like, Lisa, come in here and like we'll do ad reads. And I'm like, I don't have glasses or contacts in. And so he had like a teleprompter up.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't see it. And so I'm like trying to read. And then I was like squinting. I'm like, this isn't working. So then he made the font like really big so I could see it because I didn't.
You're like,
and then
Patriot Dirt, 15% off with the promo code.
And I was like, you know what? He was like, yeah, this isn't working. He never asked me to do them again. And I was like, if I had like my contacts in, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not easy to read off a teleprompter if you can't
I
see
finally forced myself to get contacts as soon as I was offered this job because I was avoiding it for years and years before
Did you wear
that.
glasses a lot before?
No, I would kind of go around blind a
You
lot.
just drive around, hit curves,
No,
and say
that's not.
whoops.
I mean, I had like prescription sunglasses when I was driving or whatever, but I
If your
hated.
prescription's not that bad, it's actually better like not to correct your eyes because
Yeah?
then you won't lose your like close up vision. You won't be like
Maybe, yeah.
40 with your but my literal eye doctor told me that. He was like, don't even wear contacts that much. Just only wear them when you drive, and that way, you won't lose your.
I just
your
have to wear them all the time.
nearsighted.
I stopped sleeping in them though, so I hope everyone is proud of me.
Scared you out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They scared me with threats of blindness and disease. So
I
not
have
going
been
to do
putting
that
off.
anymore.
Like I've been considering LASIK for like 5 years, and my rule for a lot. I've told people on the show this is like I'm gonna ask everybody, and if I can get to 4 people in a row telling me it's a good idea,
My dad loves
I'll
it.
do it. But every time I do it, like 2 or 3 people say, "Great, do it," and then the 4th person's like, "You're gonna lose your eyes. You're
Brett,
gonna go blind."
Seriously, I think that you shouldn't.
I'm not going. Well, I'm not going to
Like-
now just because I don't think I could afford it right now.
I know one person for whom it worked out, but the problem is, even that sliver of a chance, people say they would rather remove their eyes afterwards
I'll tell you
than
what.
live with the pain.
I will say this. I have like this weird condition on my like cornea where if I get hit in the eye, even if like my eyelid's closed, it like will rip my cornea, right? And if that happens, I am in the dark, literally in the dark for 2 whole days. Like
Oh my
because
goodness.
once you're injure one eye, you can't like open the other without it being painful in this eye for some
Yeah.
reason. And you can't take like antibiotics or anything like that to like, or not antibiotics, pain relievers. It doesn't like work on
Yeah.
your eyes. That's on both eyes, 2 full days of that.
The brain is a weird thing.
It is
Makes you
really
think-
crazy.
You see those ads in the back of magazines, it's like discount LASIK eye surgery. I'm like, if there's anything you should pay
Yeah.
full price for, it's probably
We'll
the dude
shell
who's
out
cutting your
the-
eyes.
So true.
Anything for that. But in the chat, if any of you have gotten LASIK and you want to share your experience, Brett wants to know.
Look, I can't. Like I've had to travel home a lot lately, so I can't afford. Like if this had been a year ago, I could have afforded LASIK. But we're gonna stick with the glasses for now. I can't touch.
They look
my eye.
nice.
It's your vibe now. I mean,
I can't touch my eyes, so I can't do contacts. So, all right,
That's
let's
what
go
I
ahead
thought.
Let's go ahead and get started then. First, ladies and gentlemen, I've got fantastic news. So yesterday I talked to you guys about Taco Bell starting a retirement community, but now they're bringing back a nostalgia menu, and I thought Mary would love this.
well, now that I'm retirement age,
Yes.
24, I think I'm going to be imminently living in the Taco Bell
The
retirement
retirement-
village. Yeah,
The
that's where
retirement
I'm going to
age of
settle
24.
down. Peace out, y'all. This is my last day. I'm going to the Taco Bell retirement
Well, it was
village.
apparently like some retirement village in like San Francisco or San Diego was doing like a theme where they had all this merch and like golf carts wrapped with Taco Bell logos and stuff.
They go
like that.
all out. Yeah. We got a 20 from Boosted Yogi. Happy birthday, Mary. Lisa, that was very entertaining this morning.
Oh, thanks. Mary, I didn't know it was your birthday.
It was, what was it?
Wednesday.
Day before yesterday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
See, I'm already losing track of time. Like, I'm already senile. It's over for me.
Yeah.
I have a funny
but
Taco
thank
Bell
you.
story.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so my college campus was overrun with squirrels. Like when I say overrun with squirrels, like seriously. And they would eat out of the trash can. They'd come up to you and you could hand feed them, right?
Yeah.
And so one day I got Taco Bell and the squirrels came out for food like they always do. And I went to give them Taco Bell and they refused to eat it.
I thought you were
It's
gonna
just
say
not,
you-
it's not real food.
They refused to eat it and they went back to the trash can to eat real food. And that day I swore that I would never eat Taco Bell again.
Did you stick to that?
No, because I had Taco Bell today. Tim got Taco Bell for everybody today.
I was so
Mary
mad
was
when
so
I saw
mad.
that. I was like, damn
It was 10 years though before I had Taco Bell again after that. Like I
So
really
this is
it disturbed me
today
that
broke
much.
your streak.
No, probably about like maybe about 6 months ago that like somebody gave me a
Okay.
Dorito Gordita Crunch
It's
or
so
something and it was
good.
so good and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, fine. But it's very limited because I think if it's not good enough for rodents,
When I
maybe it's
saw-
not good enough for us.
Maybe, yeah.
When I saw Tim's Slack message this morning about Taco Bell for everyone, I said Mary's gonna be so pissed.
I said, drats.
I hate that you guys aren't down there.
Yeah,
far,
I do
though.
too. It'll
Eventually.
happen eventually.
So the 19th, look, a bunch of these are before my time, anyways. Like I didn't have
Wait,
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell existed in the 60s?
Yes, apparently. So the
didn't know
60s. To stop. Look, can somebody fact check us? When did Taco Bell debut. I feel like
So Hannah Claire
yes,
has an
yes.
encyclopedic knowledge of the history of Taco Bell, and I heard her explain it.
She watched on a podcast or something, and like,
Yes.
because she retains everything.
She knows all about it. But
So-
I guess they were founded in the 60s.
The 1960s had the tostada. The 1970s had the green burrito. I don't know
sounds
why
scary.
you
I
want
don't know
a
what
green
that is.
burrito. The 80s had the Mexi Melt. The 90s had the beef gordita supreme, and the 2000s had the caramel apple empanada. I loved the caramel apple empanada.
Ew.
I don't even know what that is.
That sounds gross. The apple pie thing at McDonald's is also disgusting.
No.
I'm just
Amazing.
I'm just gonna say that it's
Amazing.
gross.
Look, in today's market, that thing would cost like $10 anyways, with how expensive everything is.
But I am gonna buy all of these.
Did you see that Subway had an emergency meeting that because their footlongs are no longer $5, they're $12 now, and nobody's buying them because
$12?
nobody goes to
insane.
Subway for expensive food.
And their
No.
food's disgusting anyway.
It's not good enough to pay that much.
I would never pay that for the go
What's
to Wawa.
worth it? Five Guys is worth it.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
No.
Shake Shack is at the same price as Five Guys, and it's light years better.
Like Tim used to get Five Guys on Fridays here. That was okay because like he got it for the company. I'm not going out and spending $27 on
One meal.
one
First of all,
meal.
it's like $15 for one burger. One, I only know this because my bosses, like I used to work in Congress, and my old congressman loved Five Guys, and so they took my kid's school like on a Capitol tour. So I was like, I'll get the office Five Guys. Like, how expensive could it be? It's like $300. I wanted to
taxpayers,
kill
thank you.
myself.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this so much money? But it was like $15 a burger.
It's shrinkflation.
yeah.
In DC, it was crazy.
Yep, it's crazy.
No, we're not doing this.
Wait, so was that paid for by the taxpayers?
No, I paid for it.
Okay.
No, they gave my
Okay.
kids
You were about to
school
get
at Capitol.
angry.
I was about to get so mad.
You were about to start
I
throwing
didn't-
things.
No, I stopped working there because I was working here for you guys. And
Parasitic politicians.
no, and they gave my old boss gave my kids' school a Capitol tour.
Was that your Alex Jones impression?
No, I was just screaming. It's
Okay,
just
I can't-
when you're angry.
I think that could work.
Do it again.
So these goddamn politicians.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
That's just me when I'm angry. That's not Alex Jones. You have to have more of a twang. to your voice
In other
when you do
weird
Alex Jones.
food news, Chick-fil-A is apparently using like robot cars to deliver food to people in their houses.
That doesn't make any sense because half the reason you go to Chick-fil-A is for the very
the polite
person.
employees. Yes.
Who goes to any of it? But don't you guys like Uber Eats everything? I haven't been outside of my house or like to a thing, and I don't like want to see them at my door either. I like make sure they leave it on the doorstep so I don't have to talk to them. I'm okay with the contactless thing.
It looks like the robot they used to sniff for bomb materials in a movie. It does. It looks like
Well,
The Bomb Squad.
someone's gonna do something bad with this.
Yes.
Right? Like they're gonna put like a dog poop in there or like a bomb.
I think that like it locks unless you have like a special QR
Yeah.
code to prevent from that, right?
But when you're getting your food, it's open. You can see in the video.
imagine.
But he has to
being-
scan it. Like, look, I think he goes up to it
Really?
and then he
So then-
scans it to open it.
So his name is now attached to the scan that
guess.
opened it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
see, yeah, the phone out, he
something-
scanned it.
So you would do this.
100%. Now, I don't think that like it's gonna work. I think like little kids will try to like steal it and kick it
Yeah.
over and do stuff like that. But the less contact with human beings I have to have, especially like, the
Okay.
better.
Look, I look at this and
But
I'm
then
like,
Uber drivers,
just because we can doesn't mean we should.
they don't in Philly. They don't like my Trump signs out. I'm always worried that they're gonna like throw my
sure.
food down the thing. You know what I mean? But
Or,
like.
like steal it, whatever.
Yeah, well, not steal it because like they have to put like they'll like smush it up or something before they like stick it
sit
on the
on it.
step.
Does some poor guy late for work get stuck behind this thing driving down the road,
Yeah,
or
that
do you drive around it?
Yeah, I don't know. Why isn't it going on the sidewalk? I don't.
Some places don't have sidewalks. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird. But it freaks me out. I just don't get delivery because they always get it wrong and it's too expensive.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
but then they refund you.
That's the great. So we did this thing yesterday where somebody at the White House proposed that they do one button cancellations of subscriptions. So like, if you ever notice, like it's very easy to sign up for something. It's very difficult to cancel. Like you try to cancel Amazon Prime and it's like a scavenger hunt. You have to go find the right sub menu. It moves the buttons around. It does a thing where when you click on something, no is on the left and yes is on the right. They switch it so that way you're hitting the wrong
You're playing
button.
mind games.
Yeah. So and somebody said that they should do one button cancellations, and I think that's actually
You should be able to do it from your like banking statement. So I was trying to budget this year, right? And so I go and I was like, all right, let me go add up all the subscriptions I have, like what is coming out, like a regular occurring thing via my statement. I have $462 worth of subscriptions. What was happening?
What are they on?
I don't even know half of them. I don't.
This is like,
no,
I've been
and then I had to go investigate.
I've been
It was
getting like
awful.
bombarded with ads for this app that cancels subscriptions.
Rocket Money?
Yeah, I've been getting
It kinda
those
works.
ads
I try.
constantly.
Which is funny because Mary talks all the time about alternative means of getting entertainment.
But Rocket Money charges you too, and then you get that subscription.
Yeah, the only subscription I'm gonna have is my rent.
Yeah, like,
So
but
bad.
the point being that if you want to cancel, it takes a lot, but it would be easier if you could do
We
that.
have a 20 from Nate. He said, "Y'all are on fire today." When Lisa said 100%, I died.
Why it was 100%?
I don't think
It was
mine
just the
is-
way you said it.
I don't think I have $400 worth of subscriptions, but there was one point like a month ago where all my streaming services at the same time sent me like, and all my push notifications on my phone are turned off. I have to like physically go into each app if I want a notification, but somehow this bypassed everything, and every one of my streaming services announced a price increase. And I'm like,
They're all doing
I
it.
got to cancel at least
Something.
one. So I decided on HBO Max. But I never got around.
BritBox.
So the thing is, I haven't been using BritBox because a lot of the shows that I loved on BritBox, I just have that I got through alternative means many years ago, or I have them on DVD and stuff like that.
I'm an old person. I like all the old PBS like classic masterpiece things. Like I watch them.
The Masterpiece Classic intro is like the only studio intro that doesn't scare me.
Doesn't give you the creeps.
Doesn't give me the creeps.
Yeah.
It's a comfort one for me.
Yeah, like there's a lot of those services that I could definitely do without. But the point being was that you need to limit the amount of money you spend on things. But everything is going subscription. Like people thought it was crazy when Adobe started moving to subscription service rather than buying Adobe Premiere
For,
or
like,
the
one-time.
creative studio outright. Then they just want to rent it to you long term, which is crazy because they get way more money out of you than if you just. It's good for people, I guess, who are on fixed income and can't afford to buy it all at once, but they get more out of you in the long run.
Yeah. So you were talking to Milo earlier. I don't know if Ye came up at all in your conversation, but
he really wanted Ye and Nick Fuentes to come up in the conversation, and he was like,
but it didn't.
It didn't. No,
Okay.
he was like, I'm gonna work it in like before, and I was like, okay, but it really like there wasn't an opportunity for it to come up at all.
There's
I was
a lot
anticipating it.
going. I don't know if you've caught any of
I've
that,
seen
but
it.
last week was like a big week if you're paying attention to what's going on with Ye, and there's a lot going on there. But we're not going to get into all of that
we are going to mention
controversy
Ye right now.
But yeah,
because
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift has mastered what I like to call petty capitalism. It's my favorite type of capitalism, where she just keeps re-releasing things to prevent other people from getting to number one while also calling them out in the names.
Yes, she did this drive-by at him by retitling a song of hers called Thank You, Amy. And it used to be, before I say that, we have a huge super chat from Phil that remains.
Phil!
Thank you for the crisis party. He said, "Happy birthday, Mary." Thank you.
Yep, that was
I
really
really
sweet.
appreciate
Phil,
that.
you were on Cute of the Day with the puppies
It was
the other
really
day.
cute.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
It was adorable.
So Thank You, Amy used to be titled with K, I, and M capitalized. So I think we know who that was aimed at. But she retitled it to capitalize Y and E to block Ye from reaching number one on the charts.
Did it work?
Yes,
Thank
it did.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. She's what she does is she just re-releases things like every couple of weeks to prevent other people from becoming number one. And I love it because her fans are a lot of them are going to be the type of people that would complain about capitalism, but she is the truest example of the free market. She just re-releases things, and you can put value on what people are actually willing to spend their money on. So they will re-download a song for her or restream a song with her that just has a change in the name because they like her so much.
I'm kind of here for that. I'd be
She's
that
free
petty.
market.
released like 37 versions of her album so far, and it came out in June. Like, she's still going. Every time that somebody releases something, she releases a new version of her album to keep them from getting to number one.
I mean, if they're being jerks, I kind of like it. Like, I'm
Are
not
they
gonna
being
lie.
jerks?
No,
though? I
like,
think they're just
like a lot of them are
trying
mad
to-
at her. Like she prevented.
Well,
who was it?
the whole Ye thing or Yay thing or whatever you want to call him, right? Like Kanye West, right? So when he like did that thing with her and the mic up on the stage, which was like forever ago, right?
Yeah.
And
It was
then
like a lifetime ago.
And then they were like releasing her private phone conversations and stuff. Like I would be getting back at them for the rest of my life. I promise
Guys
you.
will let it go after a while. A woman will be petty
That's
forever.
why I don't like women.
Yeah, a woman will hold
I
on
know
to
what
that
we're
shit
capable of.
forever, right? You're never living that down.
I'm never letting that go. No, I hate you till you die. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so
what it is.
she wasn't mad at Ye for saying like I think me and Taylor still might have sex. She was mad at him calling her a bitch in the song.
Yeah, that was a dumb reason.
That wasn't disclosed to her, and that's what she took offense to, as well as
I think she lied about all that.
Kim being the one who recorded the call allegedly.
I
And-
didn't like him going up on stage stealing her thunder. I think that would be not the whole rest of the part. That wouldn't have bothered me, like the
Yeah.
leaked whatever. I mean, it would have, but not that bad. But coming and taking up my moment when like I'm a young person like that would stick with me for the rest of my life. It would be war.
Yeah,
It would be war.
It wasn't nice of him, but he was objectively correct.
Was
Like
he?
Beyonce's music video was better than her music video.
I mean,
Not
decorum,
like
was subjective.
like
decorum
no one
still
needed
matters,
to say it.
though, right?
No one needed to say it. We just got another $100 super chat from Mountain Lou. He said, "I threw a crisis party for Brent. Now it's time for Mary.
Thank you.
Happy
Whoa,
birthday!"
what is happening?
Thank you so
today?
much.
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday,
We are
Mary.
on fire.
Yes. Look, I mean, decorum still dictates maybe you go and you tell her that afterwards, or you do an interview and say, I think they were wrong.
Well, she's just going to use this for, her claim to victimhood forever now. And it's been over
I don't
a
see it as
decade.
like.
dude.
Listen, I think that people really do use the victimhood thing like way too much. But me, it's like it's petty revenge, and I am okay with petty revenge.
She is the queen of it.
Yeah, petty revenge is fine. I still do things like that.
Well, but the point is, you shouldn't try to harbor some good girl image while also focusing so heavily on revenge. Then you're being dishonest.
Yeah, but is she really doing that? Like, didn't she
She's
have?
like, I keep my side of the street clean, and then she's so proud
does
of
know more
that.
of the words,
but that's
right.
not what she actually does. Like, practice what you preach.
Yeah, see, well, at least everybody knows that, like, I would own that I will come for you.
Yeah. See, I would rather she just did that.
Just be evil.
Yeah.
Just own that you're evil. And speaking of holding a grudge, recently Jojo Siwa was getting interviewed, and they asked her if she would ban anyone from being
She
on
really
her
does
podcast.
look like one of the village people with
She
that
should be
jacket on.
banned from having a podcast.
She has a
awful to look
podcast
at.
for some reason. And when they asked her who she would never have on the podcast, she said anyone named Candace.
Well, Candace Owens is out, but also
It would be Candace Owens and Candace Cameron Bure.
Oh, I didn't even know she actually meant
well.
Candace Owens. I was just making.
She
a
meant
joke.
both of them.
Okay.
She was actually taking aim at both of them, who she has had public beef with.
To be fair, like her and Candace Owens having a conversation would be like a weird fever dream. Like that's one of those things where I say now, like I listen to less like actual content than I ever did in my life because I don't have the time. And if I saw an interview between Candace Owens and Jojo Siwa, I'd be like,
I would die to see
I would be
that.
like, look, I might actually learn something from this.
I would
On
love
the other hand, I've got a lot I could be doing with my life.
The world needs to see a conversation with Jojo Siwa and Candace Owens.
Jojo Siwa is so visually unappealing. Like her thick,
And vocally unappealing.
her thick like thighs and cankles, and she's stomping them all over the place, and she can barely dance. I mean, she is gross. I'm sorry. And like she had some hopes with this little blonde hair, cute bows in her hair. She always had her hair pulled back too tight. Fine, it looked like it was
Looked
giving her
painful.
a massive headache. And that's probably what happened. Like it
Yeah.
did something to her brain. But like
Yeah.
she's
It just tightened her skull around
I
her
don't know
brain.
why anybody would want to physically see her do anything.
Yeah, she's still like just spiraling, not really sure what her public image is supposed to be because she was this good girl, kid-friendly figure, and now she needs to break out of that, but no one sees that as authentic.
Leave Candace Cameron out of it.
I don't
But
know who that
leave
is.
all of the
She was
Candaces
from
out of it.
She was from Full House.
Yeah, so
Oh, I think I kind of like that person.
She does. She makes movies for Great American Family and used to make Hallmark movies.
All right.
Thank you.
What is going on when
Thank
this
you,
happens?
guys.
What's happening?
every
it's every
time-
$100.
Every $100.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine trying to have like substantive
so-
discussions on here and the music's just interrupting you.
So
No, it's fine.
they had beef. I don't even recall what happened with Jojo and Candace
I don't
Cameron
even
Bure.
remember. She said something on a podcast.
I think it was someone asked Jojo, "Who's the rudest celebrity you've ever met?"
She met her on like a red carpet or something.
And she asked Candace for a selfie on a red carpet when she was.
I would have said no too.
She was like in the middle of something, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I can't right now." And Jojo held on to that grudge for years after, and later like put her on blast.
Weird kid child stars that have likely been abused, totally been exploited. They think the world, everybody everything should revolve around them.
Well, we're going to be talking more about that
And
later.
then they get weird.
Yeah, we've got more about
Did
that.
you
going on.
ever
But
watch?
would you even want to take a selfie with her? Like, who would want to do that? I would be like, I don't care. I'm not even anybody famous, and I would be like, absolutely not. No, you're gross.
Well, she was just a kid back then, but
Fine,
Did
she's
you ever
still
watch
gross.
Dance Moms?
No,
No, I
that's
did.
horrific.
I did. I think that what's happening here
It's right up your alley.
is Jojo is turning into her psychotic dance instructor. That's all that she was raised with, is this like emotionally terrorist.
Her dance instructor did a terrible job.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. But like she was like raised in part by this TV show and by this psychotic dance instructor, and now she's turning into her. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
All right.
It's audience capture.
So, do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the concept of raw dogging flights? Do you remember that? Did you ever get into that discourse?
So, okay, wait a minute. So when I read this, I thought it meant something completely
No.
different, right? And then I remembered.
Nope.
Then I remembered watching these guys with their eyes all turning red, like bugging out, looking at like the flight thing. And I'm thinking like, why torture yourself? And are you actually doing that? Like, do they can't stream it from up there?
It's kind of like how I show you the videos of the girl who eats like all of the 10,000 calorie meals where she eats like 37 burgers all
Yeah.
at once. And she has to do the thing where on her Instagram, when she does it, she has to show cuts between it to get the video down to the right length. But to prove that she actually does it, she has to play the whole video on her YouTube channel. So it's like, oh, you don't believe I ate all that food? Go to my
Here's
YouTube
the
channel.
proof.
Yeah, here's the proof. So what people need to do is they need to just film themselves for 9 hours on a flight to China.
Or else I don't believe it. You're cloud chasing.
Yeah.
But experts are now warning that raw dogging a flight could actually risk your life. They say raw dogging a flight could kill you. It's one of the most dangerous trends. They asked a nutritionist who said that raw dogging a flight could increase your risk of blood clots, which can break off and cause a blockage of your arteries in the lung, which is very serious and can cause death. He said, "This is one of the most dangerous trends I've seen on social media in a while. And while it looks innocent and a bit of fun on the surface,
It looks nothing like fun.
It doesn't
I'm
look
sorry.
fun.
It does not look fun at all.
This could have deadly consequences, and I would urge people to use sense when traveling." They asked another doctor who said, "They're idiots. A digital detox might do you some good, but all the rest of it is against medical advice. The whole thing about the risk of long-haul flying is that you're at risk of dehydration. If you're not moving, you're at risk of deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, DVTs.
Which is compounded by dehydration. Not going to the toilet, that's a bit stupid. If you need the loo, you need the loo. If you need the loo,
I mean,
you need
He's
the loo."
British. We already don't trust him.
I already think that, like, okay, they're being a little excessive. Like, I think eating Tide Pods and like choking games were a little more deadly than this. Like, let's
Yeah.
be real. But
I think some people even died from the cinnamon challenge. Remember that one?
no, I don't know what that one was.
You just took a spoonful of cinnamon and put it in your mouth and tried to eat it. But usually what would happen, obviously, is you would inhale the dust, and
Choke.
people actually were hospitalized for that.
Oh boy.
But that was years ago,
Yeah,
many
that's
years ago.
Darwinism at its finest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just natural selection.
It's
in
an
action.
IQ test, is what it is.
Yeah.
For the most part. Look, I was flying over the weekend, and I'm powerless. I am a person who's terminally online and can't stay off my phone or anything. Now, when we flew there, we flew Sun Country, so there was no internet on there, so I had to like download movies. And I'm happy to say that I went by pretty fast. When I'm literally forced to sit there and sit still, I can do it.
Did you consider raw dogging it?
No.
We got another $100 super chat from I See All. Thank you so much.
Yep.
He said, "Happy belated birthday, Mary. Here's a sweet Benjamin. Don't spend it all in one place. Hell, who am I kidding? In this economy, that shit is going to be gone in 5 seconds. Anyways, Deus Volt."
It is true. It would
Yo,
be gone
your
in about-
audience is amazing.
They are.
It would be gone in about 5 seconds.
They were not behaving themselves last Friday.
Yes.
But they have redeemed themselves now with this episode.
I mean, these
glad
people
to
are
say that.
so nice. Like I've been on other. They're not this
They were
nice.
just being a little bit risque on
Yes.
the last Friday
and,
episode.
you know, Tim's audience is quite a bit more combative.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad that we've created this space, a safe space.
But okay, so then when I flew back, I did, you know, look, I have a job. I'm paying the $10 for the internet for the flight. I'm sorry, I'm going to do that. I don't care what you think of me. I'm doing it. And most of the time it works, and I can make the excuse. I'm like, well, I've got work to do.
Oh,
I've got work to do. I can do work while I'm on the way home.
I watched most of Anyone But You. It was so bad.
She's so bad, isn't she? Sydney Sweeney is...
She's really not good.
No,
at
she's a
acting.
really bad actress. It's amazing. It actually
Glenn
makes me...
Powell was carrying that movie.
I wouldn't know, but she is pretty and she is hot.
Sure.
And she has great boobs.
It makes me like her as a Hollywood performer more because she's so bad at her job, but so good at the other part of her job.
I guess because the movie didn't require her to like scream and cry while having sex.
She did great on Saturday Night Live because she was satirizing herself.
I guess, yeah.
So,
I mean, it depends on the medium, but that was quite something.
I do think that the idea of raw dogging the flights, though, is one of these things where it kind of falls parallel to like male self-improvement, where maybe you're going a bit too far. Stay in shape, go to the gym, you know, get away from your phone if you can, but maybe don't sit still and not move and die of a DVT. You know, on a flight.
I still support this trend, actually. I think, actually, the experts telling you not to do it is just going to make more men want to do it.
It's like that thing that said, like, new study shows that exercise disproportionately kills white men.
Or, you know, they would say exercise makes you into a far-right extremist.
Yes.
And that just makes them want to do it more.
They want to make you fat and stupid. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, but... You know, I think I support the raw dogging trend as long as you're not like taking
Is this like discount
your life.
Conor
I don't like the
McGregor?
name of it. Could you have a better name for it?
It's very
Yeah.
visually evocative. It definitely puts an image
I saw
in your head.
like someone posted a screenshot of a Hinge profile where they ask you like, do you drink, do you smoke, do you do drugs? And someone said no to all three. And they were like, wow, people are really out here raw dogging life.
Yep.
Not taking
People
chemical
say that all the
substances.
time. I've seen that meme for ages. It's like no antidepressants, no anything. I'm like, yeah. Like, and the funny thing is that term actually applies because since getting sober, like about the best I can do is I can take Advil, you know, after skating once in a while. But other than that,
Sure.
nothing. And I realize how much of the population actually does take medication every morning and afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get sober, it's like you don't want to risk even something that doesn't have like a, you know, like a physical effect on you.
Do you think it's crazy that Hinge asks people whether they do drugs? Like,
Does it?
yeah, it's like a the symbol for it is just like a
seems
pill. basically,
it seems like a fair question to ask if you're looking to get into a relationship.
Oh, I guess what they mean, like, I think what they mean is like, do you smoke pot or like?
Yeah.
no, because there's another
Heroin junkie, yes or
part
no?
of it for weed, and then there's a different category for other drugs.
Oh.
So the person said no to drinking, no to smoking weed, and no to other drugs. So there's a whole other category for it, and I was like, wow, they're really asking questions like that on dating profiles.
I mean, it's
now?
a very serious lifestyle. It's pretty detrimental to your lifestyle, right? So depending on how into it you are, if you match with somebody who does do a lot of that stuff, even if you're not judging them, it's just saying objectively, I don't live like this, you do, we're not a good match.
You can have like a general idea of the people that don't.
But
though.
generally, wouldn't the people who are doing illicit drugs not admit that on their public dating profile? Like,
In
they
the
would probably
chat,
lie about it anyway.
In the chat, Amanda Jean is right. Yes, sugar is a drug. Sugar is the one that I don't give up.
Well, you can't really get away
No.
from it.
And I did give up soda, except for, again, I make my exception at the airport. I will have one soda while I'm at an airport because I'm just not a fan of...
It's the little things.
It's
It's
the
like
little things.
anything in like serious moderation, right? Like
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
you could treat yourself once in a while.
Except like drugs.
Yeah, well, that's not
That's
okay.
not really
All right,
not,
it's
not
not
a
the
moderation thing.
All right, there it is. We'll wait. We'll wait for this to pass, and then we will move on.
Thank you guys. So this is our fourth party today.
Number 4.
Yay.
Breaking it in. Let's go.
All right, so last year, Mary informed me of something that I had no clue about prior, which is that Barack Obama every year releases his summer playlist.
Yep, and it's back. So
Who believes that he actually wrote it? Like, can we, before we even look at the things on it, like, Who believes that he's listening to that? Like, I haven't changed much of like the new music at all. Is it new stuff?
So he seems to. It seems so created by committee, where it's like half the songs are old, half the songs are new. It's the most. Some intern that used to work for him probably wrote this list.
Yeah. So Obama needs the young people to think he's cool. So every year he unveils his summer playlist, and usually there is some stuff that's old, some that's new. He did put Charlie XCX on there.
Yep. Let's show it here.
Billie Eilish as well.
Well, here's the start of it right here.
Billie Eilish's music, not her so much, but the music I like.
So we've got some Jill Scott on there. See, it's like Jill Scott, the Rolling Stones. Oh my! Have you ever?
But he also listens to Sweetie.
Yeah.
So.
Did you ever see that meme that goes around every year when Spotify does their rap thing and people make the jokes? It's like what you expect people to react like when you show them your Spotify list. They're like, oh my God, you're so cultured. Your tastes are so eclectic. That's what she's expecting you to think here.
There's a Willow Smith song on here. Do we really believe Obama listens to Willow Smith's music?
He goes from Tupac and Casey and Jojo, which puts him a step ahead.
What Casey and Jojo song?
It's a Tupac song featuring Casey and Jojo. Is How Do You Want It?
That's a good song.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That means he's just maybe this was like a slight at Kamala Harris.
Casey and Jojo had that sad song that was so
All My
lately.
Life.
They covered what's his face. It's a great song. Anyway, but here's the thing about playlists, and maybe I'm wrong and I'm old and I don't make them right anymore. But like, shouldn't they be like genre specific?
Well, that's the thing. He goes out of his way to skip between genres here.
Yeah.
So he goes from Tupac to Sting to Lucinda Williams to the Rolling Stones, and I'm like, you know what it is if I'm to believe that he made it, what I actually think he did was he went and he looked at it's not iTunes anymore, but he looked at all his music and he's like, that one's different than that one. I'll write those down, and then he writes them down.
I'm really
on a list.
quirky.
Yeah.
There's like a Bob Dylan song as well. Which I knew you have beef with Bob Dylan.
Oh, yes. This is your daily reminder that Bob Dylan is, in fact, awful.
There's also
So is
Megan
Elton
Thee
John.
Stallion, Bad Bunny, Texas Hold'em as well.
Blackstreet, No Diggity.
That's a great song. Okay, that's fine. That's allowed.
He's,
And that makes sense for him.
I don't believe Obama listens to music.
That's
He
weird.
probably listens to classical. He probably does.
No, he definitely does not. I don't even like him, but I can see him listening to No Diggity. That's a cool song, and that's more age appropriate. How old is he? 60?
How old is
He's
he
got to be
now?
like, what, in his 50s now?
No,
Let me
older
look
than
it
that.
up.
I think he's 60.
Okay.
Let me-
And
Maybe
that's 20 years older than me.
He was in his 30s, like late 30s when he got elected?
He is 63 now.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that was even like No Diggity was even 10 years, 15 years after his like high school days. So like, was he really listening to that either?
Even this, Whiskey by Moneybagg Yo and Morgan Wallen. Look, I love Moneybagg Yo.
So Morgan Wallen is uncanceled by Obama.
The point is yeah, like he's like, look, it's two genres that come together.
But also he's confirmed brat. This is Obama's brat summer.
I don't
playlist.
like this whole brat thing. It doesn't make sense to me, and I don't like it.
I don't think
Why?
it's supposed to make sense to you. I think it's only supposed to make sense to.
It's like how we're going to be entitled like no soul having brat people, and that's supposed to be like
Do you
admirable.
want to explain?
Well, do you
Brat?
you know? I mean, you probably know the origin of it, right?
Like there's some TV show or something, right, with like girls on it or
No.
something. I forget. So maybe I don't know.
It was Charlie XCX's new album for the summer, and everyone was saying it's Brat Summer because this album came out, but then Kamala's campaign totally latched onto it and ruined it.
But I thought there was like a type of like a brat persona that
There
like,
is a
came from
persona.
like a show or something. Like
It's from Charlie. She defined a brat as like a party girl who just like says whatever she wants, and sometimes she's a little abrasive, but she
Okay,
also
that's what I was thinking,
she's
right.
like plagued by self-doubt inside. And
so a horror show.
she yeah, I mean, she's basically describing herself, and the entire album is from the perspective of like an early 30s party girl, which is Charlie.
Look, there's like a lot of songs on here that I like putting Common on here makes sense too. Common was of that generation too for him. He would have been listening to Common. Yeah. Common is kind of multi-generational.
Common came after like my new music days, and he's 20 years older than me. No way.
I don't know. I guess I was pretty young when I was listening to Common the first time. So,
Like think about it. That's like him.
So
graduating high school in like 1989.
Etta James is right up there for him. Etta James.
I mean, I like Etta James.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a classic.
Yeah. It is to me. It's,
Do we think Obama listens to Tyla?
No.
I don't know who
I think it's more indicative of the fact that what I say all the time, nothing in politics is real. It's all fake and it's all stupid. And this is just a more extreme example of it, of what they will do to try and pander. Because this is what happens now. Like, you see all the weird stuff that was going around where people were writing weird mommy daddy fan fiction about Tim Walz. Like, that's what they want. They don't want a politician. They want a quirky but relatable dictator.
Their messaging is working, though. I was with James Klug and we were asking
does.
people on the street, like, he was showing them pictures of politicians and asking what, like, describe these people in one word. And they see Tim, like, Walz, and they were like, grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like,
It's very Freudian, right?
it's
like,
so weird. It's so
we just got
weird.
a 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. He said, happy belated birthday, Mary. Thank you. Been watching PCC for 8 months. Here's an observation. Your combined story choosing skills constantly improves, and your source is a toxic dump site. My offer to send hazmat suits still stands.
Yeah.
We would appreciate that.
Mary likes the toxic stories more than me. She does. I tend to.
That's the last topic today. It's extremely toxic.
When I go looking for stuff, like, I like looking for stories that have more to do with generational trends. Like yesterday, we were talking about how millennials are the most therapized generation in history, but they're probably the most miserable.
Is that a word? That
That's
should be a
actually
word.
what they typed in it's what the article used.
I like
So
that.
If
That's
it's
what
wrong,
works.
it's not my fault. That's what the article used. And they're talking about how millennials are obsessed with therapy speak. So is Gen Z, but nobody's
So are 9-year-olds
happy.
on the playground.
Yeah, but nobody's happy, right? So you're more aware of your mental health than ever, but nobody's actually happy about it because all it does is feed into your neurosis. Then Mary's like, let's go talk about people who gave themselves AIDS knowingly.
Well, that's demonic.
Not to spoil it for you guys, but that's what's coming later in the show.
Well, it's and there's also like there's a shorthand here where some of it is like, if there's a lot of info for something, it's more about organizing it. Like when we did the stuff about Rachel Zegler, it was like 9,000 different pieces of information and different people saying things. And that's not always easy to condense down into.
Who cares? It can be condensed down into this. Rachel Zegler is annoying.
Yes. Yeah, but that doesn't get you like very much
She's
show
the one
out
that
of
got
it.
heavy, right?
No.
Wait, what?
Who's it?
Which one are you thinking
Renee
about?
Zellweger. That's what I'm
Oh
thinking.
yeah, I actually just rewatched Bridget Jones' Diary
That's what I was
yesterday
thinking, the
on
one
the
that got fat,
plane.
right?
It was awesome.
Is it?
She was considered comically fat in the 2000s, and if
She
only it
still
stayed
is,
that
yeah.
way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Comically fat in the 2000s was vastly different than what it is now.
Yeah.
Still kind of not good to look at.
The
But Obama just said, "Hello there, fellow kids."
Well, that's what it is, and it's like what you said. They do a very good job of marketing towards a demographic that doesn't actually care about policy, which is why I think it's funny that they consider it a gotcha when they're like, I'm supporting Kamala Harris, and then somebody comes and is like, well, what policies are you supporting? I'm like, that's a losing stance because they don't care about policy.
They don't, it was funny. I said something, and I won't say the word because it'll probably be in trouble on here, but I was like, everyone is whatever. And somebody wrote this comment. It was like a George Carlin comment. And it was like, think about the average person and how stupid they are. And then by definition, half the population is stupider than that. Right. So you have a majority of the population that are just morons. They don't care about policy. They couldn't even comprehend it if you sat them down and explained it to them for hours.
Yeah. And you have to actually pay very, very close attention. Or if you don't, you have to curate an algorithm that at least puts it in front of your face enough where
For brute
you
memorization.
get bits and pieces that allow you to piece together what's actually happening. But most people don't live in an algorithm like that. So these types of things that they're doing with this, whether it was like, did you see the other thing that was like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz sit down to talk about tacos? And
Oh, yeah.
like, literally anything.
He was like,
but
"I
policy.
make white people tacos.
Okay, so
You put mayonnaise
can-
in your taco."
I put mayonnaise on everything, and
You
I'm
can
not
make fun of
apologizing for it.
You can make fun of it all you want, but it works because the average person now is basically just a default Democrat. They've been programmed to believe that people who have any type of right-wing policy are evil. And look, hey, Obama listens to the same music I do. Aw, shucks. I guess I'll just keep voting for whoever he endorses.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And it sucks that people don't actually take the process of paying attention to politics or voting, if you believe in that sort of thing, and take it seriously, because this is what you're left with, which is a bunch of weird virtue signaling and weird appealing to pop culture, which is why it's so dangerous and which is why we end up covering it more.
Especially in this season. It'll be over soon.
Imagine getting out of all of this with voting.
I'm at the point where I don't even care who wins anymore.
I don't either.
I don't care at all. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I saw you tweet about that. How you're just kind of sick of
like yesterday when they announced
the politics.
When they announced
either way, I win because I believe in God. So I don't care anymore.
When they announced the thing about price controls, I was like, of course, just whatever. Like
it's so ridiculous.
I can't. Like, and then Lil Pump's like, I'm moving to Canada if Trump doesn't win. I'm like, that's worse. Why would you go there? That's terrible.
They actually think it's not worse. Like they're brainwashed. Yeah, like Lil Pump, you think he knows anything about Canada? He just knows it's close.
Look, I would love for them.
For maid if Trump doesn't win.
I would love for people to be able to stick to policy, but it doesn't work.
It's not about policy. It's about vibes, and that's what we're seeing.
This is why nobody should vote. Like, or a lot of people, most people shouldn't.
Well, I mean, even before I was politically aware and paid attention, and people would ask me questions about this stuff, I was like, look, I don't know, but just on the outset, I feel like an uneducated vote is way worse than just not voting at all. But then people would be like, but those are the type of people, a person who disagrees with that is a person who believes inherently that their side, which is the default side for most people when they're young, which is Democrat, that believe that they are a righteous good in the world rather than what it's actually happening, which is that 99% of politicians are blood-sucking, disgusting dregs of society.
There are some Democrats, like if I had to like pick people to vote, right? Like there are definitely some people that I know that are on the other side that I think are at least intelligent and thoughtful. And I would let them vote, like if it were up to me, right? Like because they've thought it through and whatever. But the average person should not vote. I had a guy in a wheelchair almost getting hit by a cop car the other day, like smoking cigs, talking about ladies, no shirt on, man boobs, right, like in the middle of the street. And he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to vote. I voted for Biden last time, right?" And I'm like, "How? How are you voting? Well, no, why? Why is this crazy man in the middle of the street voting?"
It's also like, so I was talking to some friends when I was home, right? And I saw people who were talking about voting for Harris and Walz. And I'm like, look, if that's what you want, then, what can you tell me you actually want from that administration, right? Because you were here. You watched Minneapolis burn to the ground for 3 days before anything was done. You watched him put up a tip line where you were allowed to rat out people who were breaking COVID protocols. The problem is people have short memories and they don't remember any of that. All they have to do is put out the most recent piece of political propaganda about eating tacos and oh my gosh, all shucks. And they completely forgot that their lives were inconvenienced heavily and they might not even make the connection.
There are some really fire Tim Walz attack ads coming out where, do you guys remember like the Mayhem commercials?
No.
Like the guy and he's like Mayhem, he's like jogging, he's like it's sort of like auto insurance.
Yes,
and he's like jogging and like he looks at a girl and then like a girl goes by or whatever and then like crashes into a pole and he's like Mayhem, like me.
He still makes those commercials.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So they were really good for a while, but
Dean Winters is his name. If you're wondering who the actor is.
They're really funny. You would actually like them, Mary. You would find them excellent. But anyway, there are ones where coming out like that about Tim Walz where he is Mayhem for for what he did during the riots. They're actually really fire and good. I'll send you guys an early edit.
I've told you the stories all the time about all the people in Uptown who, after their businesses were vandalized, they were then penalized by the state for not covering up the graffiti fast enough and getting fines from the state. Right? And they don't care. They are ideologues who will fall in line and consider it the price of doing business. So I guess what you get then is a lifetime of Barack Obama playlists and aw shucks folksy Democrat, ads and social media posts. And that's what you're going to get forever.
Well, that's a nice.
That's why I don't care anymore. So it's over, guys. It's over.
And look, I also don't believe it's the end of the world. If and when they win, right? I don't think that we're going to fall as a nation by 2028. But I'm just being overly optimistic.
But it could be irrevocably changed because once you put things on the books and you start giving people free things, you can't take it away. Kind of like that's why the Republicans never repealed Obamacare or any of that, because once you give people things or you give them the idea that you're giving them stuff, even though you're really taking from them with that whole thing, but that's a different topic, you can't take it away from them. So the more that they let people in and give them things, the more, like, Donald Trump isn't going to be able to deport people.
Also, deflation is not going to work the way you think it is either. You're not going to get the prices back down the way that they think.
That's not going to happen. They're talking about. The minute that like Donald Trump, like even if he does win and we want people deported, he says he's going to go on this big massive deportation thing. The minute that the TV picks up a kid crying, right? and a mother freaking out. Like,
It's back to
"We can't
kids in
leave."
cages.
It will 100% be over, and there will be riots.
Yep.
Never gonna happen.
It's changed because leftists encircled the entire country decades ago by taking over academia and media, right? So it doesn't matter how much good you do if it can be framed negatively by the press that everybody watches.
Correct.
So it's kind of one of these things that whenever they propose some type of bill or some type of change, I'm like, it doesn't matter because how it's framed is everything. People already forgot that Trump almost got assassinated. It's just gone.
Didn't Alexa totally change that?
Google did. Google search results almost completely removed
I think Alexa's doing it now too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I hate to be doomerist with you, but the best thing you can do is focus on your own life, family, friends, loved ones, and make the world a better place in your own corner. Because if you're waiting for some politician to be more charismatic than Barack Obama and make his own Republican music playlist, it's not going to happen, guys.
We go back to happy times.
Yeah.
I do want to see a Trump summer playlist, actually.
What would
He does have a
has
good
great
music taste. Yeah.
Does he?
We saw that in the Aiden Ross stream.
That is true. All right.
And on the golf one, he was cute on that golf one.
All right. Let's. What would you like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
It's up to you, Lisa. What do you want to see first?
We just were like a little doom and gloom, so let's go like cute today, and then we
okay,
can go
cute,
cringe.
then cringe.
Okay. All right. We'll do cute first. Let's start it out here. First, let me get rid of this. Here we go. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did this one yesterday. We got one more here. All right. This is from Joshua James. Says, a few years ago, my cousin wanted a dog that her husband vehemently argued against. This is him with the dog he did not want and having the time of his life. Well, yeah, of course.
That's always the way.
He learned to love it.
They Photoshop the face out.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
That's a little disturbing,
But all right.
But thanks.
A headless person with a dog.
That looks
Yeah.
like a woman's body, though.
We love it.
Yeah, but no head.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's a woman's body, no?
Yeah, it is.
I thought the husband didn't want it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
mixed messaging today. And here's from Frito Bandito. It says, this is Kiba. She's a poodle mix, and she's 1 year old and just got a haircut.
I thought that was Jojo Siwa.
Could have been.
With that bow.
Could have
You
been.
needed
That
thicker legs for
tight
that.
ponytail.
The thicker legs gave it away right
Cute.
away.
All right, so let's do cringe then. Let's do this one first. This says, now again, press X to doubt on this.
I don't know, man.
Pedro Pascal suffers from anxiety and when nervous needs to touch someone to calm down. Well, isn't that convenient?
That you're standing next to your female co-star.
I'm not getting copyrighted for this. Mute that shit. All right.
He's like, he grabs her arm because he's having a panic attack or something.
Is that what it is?
I don't
this just
know.
the
They start-
reframing of it?
Holding hands. Why? Are they secretly dating? I don't know what's going on.
It would be less weird if they were dating.
Like,
He might be married. I don't know.
is this an anxiety response? I don't know. Don't be weird.
Anxiety is like made up. Unless
Don't
you've had
touch
some
people.
serious trauma, anxiety's made up.
Somebody's gonna have to do some type of like, if somebody can do like a video montage of all the times this has happened in public, and I want to know how many of them are guys that he's had to just
Yeah.
reach out and touch, and how
None.
many of them are women.
0.
Is he grabbing onto his male co-stars
Yeah.
like that? I don't think so.
I don't think that happens. So, all right, let's do one more. You got this one too. It says actually kind of obsessed with this diva. Give her an Oscar immediate. It says POV millennial doing a food review.
Yeah, this is really bad.
So I just did a thing. And what?
There it was, right there. Every millennial should be banned from the internet if you
This
ever use
one's,
the phrase.
I've seen this girl before. She's exceptionally cringe all the time, though.
She's good
And
at
her
it.
husband is, too.
The phrase "we just did a thing" should be banned from the world lexicon.
So I just did a thing. And what incarnation could that be, ye might ask? I bought pumpkin chocolate chip muffins.
Ah!
True Hufflepuff fashion.
I hate this person.
Yeah. So
It's like if Andrea Mew was ugly.
Actually, I
had to
kind
eat
of
most
see
of
it.
them last night while I was getting my beauty sleep. What the heck? But me does love my hubsters, so I won't be going too hard on him. Any hoodle, let's get these in my belly.
Oh my God, I can't.
Sniff test.
If my children...
Pause. Thank you, guys.
Those are pretty.
I mean, she's trying to be cringe though.
yeah, okay, but your parents... Dance, hold on real quick. Your parents should have been like from day one. Like if you act weird like that, you're in trouble. I tell
Yeah.
my kids when they start like doing weird things, I'm like, that's weird. Don't do that. Stop. And these people probably like encourage her, like, be creative. And now
Express
other weird
yourself.
people whose parents never said stop being weird are the people that are liking that. Like, oh, that's so cute. It's fun. She's herself. No,
Like,
no.
I know it's satire, but there are so many people who actually act like that. Like, it is a millennial thing that they do act like that. And
I
it's
know that you're
very
saying that it's
disturbing.
satire, right? I know that you're saying that it's satire. And I get that. But anybody who would choose that type of satire has something wrong with them as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Could you do that? No.
I don't think I could, no.
I couldn't do that. Could you do that?
Maybe I'm just
Right?
not an
I
Oscar-worthy
couldn't do it.
performer.
I know, but would you want to, like, if it could make you $1 million, would you act like that on camera? I 100% would not.
$1 million?
The
Yes,
real,
$1 million.
The real question I want to ask these
I'd
people, they're
consider
always
it.
doing it on their phones. Like, I want you to take these people and put them in front of like an actual camera setup that like a studio does and see if they can give the same performance when it's more than just themselves alone in a room.
Yeah.
Like what I used to laugh about is like, remember it used to be like an important thing if an actor could cry on camera. We've got just a whole generation of emotional millennials who cry in front of the camera all the time. But could they
That's
do
true.
it with a director of photography watching, with a co-star? I don't think they could.
Right.
I don't think they could.
Yeah, they're too self-aware. If only they could put their self-awareness to good use.
All right, let's go ahead and get started then. You're going to have to give everybody, I
Yeah.
literally had to wait on this one because so much stuff kept coming out that I didn't want to cover it until you got back related to this movie.
Yeah, so last week we were talking about the PR nightmare that is following It Ends With Us. It's this new, it's not a rom-com. It is a romantic drama based on Colleen Hoover's novel of the same title. And just recently, Blake Lively has been doing promo for the movie, and Justin Baldoni, the director and co-star in the movie, has been doing press as well. But they seem to be suspiciously separate in all of their interviews, and people were side-eyeing that, asking questions. What's going on here? Did they go through some kind of fight on set?
Jesse Ventura, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, and as this has all been escalating further and further, people are comparing it to the Don't Worry Darling PR nightmare from last year. That was last year, right?
At least, yeah.
Right, where Florence Pugh almost refused to do the movie because Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be in it.
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde was directing it and hooking up with Harry Styles on the side. I think the Don't Worry Darling drama
only
was
okay when a
way
woman
more
director does
entertaining.
it.
I think that drama was way better. But this drama is still escalating and circulating. More details are coming out. The newest update is that Justin Baldoni, the director, has hired the same PR crisis management firm that Johnny Depp hired during the defamation trial.
So we talk all the time about how, like, Mary, we'd say about the greatest job in the world would be to be a defense lawyer because your job is just to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the same thing with
It'd
these
be in
PR,
everyone else's business.
These PR defense firms are kind of the same now. These
Yeah.
PR firms whose job it is, it's like, oh, somebody's trying to trash your reputation. Allow us to go and trash their reputation first.
So
you
now
know?
I'm seeing takes from all sides. Some people are saying Blake Lively was a bully and a mean girl, and she was using her studio power
And
to
her
bully
husband,
him
yeah.
and his creative direction, as well as her husband's fame. But other people are saying that Justin Baldoni is the good guy in this situation because he's trying to bring awareness to domestic violence.
Okay, I know that this makes me a bad person, but whenever
Domestic violence. What happened?
That's in the movie. The main character
Oh,
meets
okay,
this
okay.
guy, and he's a neurosurgeon, and it's all great. And then she starts to see that he has red flags, and he turns out to be abusive, so she has to leave him.
This sounds like a terrible show.
I know
It's
that
awful.
this makes me a bad person, but I don't want you to draw awareness to anything.
Yeah.
Ever. Like,
And
I
that's the
don't
thing.
want you to make art that has any type of long-term message. It can have it in the movie, but the promotion
Yeah.
should have zero to do with raising awareness.
Even if it's misleading, the primary difference here is I would want to see the movie that Blake Lively is talking about. I do not want to see the movie that Justin Baldoni is talking about. And the male feminist pandering is palpable.
And he has been doing this for a long time. So he was the lead actor on a show called Jane the Virgin, which Olivia made me watch.
Yes.
Not my genre. It's basically like a network television telenovela.
I've never even heard of any of these.
And in the show, I've made the joke all the time that all the men are basically, dorks who end up acquiescing to whatever the women say. They're like, I disagree. And the woman's like, well, actually this. And the guy's like, oh, I guess you're right. That's like literally the whole show. And the actor himself has done a bunch of TED Talks about redefining masculinity and what it actually means to be a man in the 21st century.
When I see that,
you just know
I see that, I'm like, you're a rapist. Like, when I see that male feminist pandering, I'm like, you're secretly a rapist.
You don't mean him, but you mean in general.
I used to think that.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
I used to think that, but now that I think like we're poisoned so much that like everybody is like super, super low T and that they're turning into like women.
Maybe he's being for real. I don't know. But this person
Like you
said,
can't be a man and be that girly.
I mean, in their industry, men being feminine is now, it's encouraged so much that it's just beneficial as a job requirement.
So the newest story from TMZ is that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had some tension on set because she felt fat shamed by him. There was a scene in which Justin Baldoni was supposed to lift her up. And he had a history of back problems.
This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever read, but it's also the funniest.
So Justin Baldoni went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed and how he could train to protect his back from injury while lifting her in the air.
I said on Twitter,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I said on Twitter, I said, using corporate to fat shame your co-star is elite. That is amazing.
So, I mean, she was postpartum while she was doing this, and I heard some rumors that she was sensitive about some of the things she was saying, or things he was saying about her body, and supposedly behind her back.
Why is she out there if she's postpartum?
I don't know, but she's not fat by any means, not even close.
Well, I mean,
she never has been.
Let's just say, like I gained a lot of weight in the last year. I gained 30 pounds, right? And for me, that's a lot, right? And so people are like, oh, you're not fat. But I don't fit into a 4 anymore, so I feel fat.
Fat for you,
fat
I guess,
for
is
me,
a different
right?
definition.
So she feels fat for her, so I get that. However, she's like a mother. Stay home with your kids, and you won't have to worry about anybody feeling how fat you are postpartum.
I mean, it's not like she's known for acting
so
as much
beautiful,
these days. Like, she's more known as his wife than...
She's more known as Ryan Reynolds' wife, and also like fashion icon.
Yes,
she has a hair care brand. She has like an alcoholic seltzer that she's peddling now. That's what she does.
I literally knew her as the girl, one of the girls from the I Just Had Sex music video from Lonely Island.
So the inside source
Jessica Alba.
also tells of a second incident that allegedly made Blake Lively uncomfortable on set when the two of them were in the middle of a kissing scene. And Blake felt that Justin Baldoni lingered longer than he should have with the kiss.
She just shouldn't be doing any of this.
This is why intimacy coordinators exist.
I was going to say, where was the intimacy coordinator in all
What's
this?
an intimacy? Stop it.
That's
Have
a
you
job.
heard of these?
No. Are you kidding me? They have like a person hired to do this?
Yeah, to choreograph sex scenes, anything that
We
involves...
should. What? We already have too many sex scenes anyway. She shouldn't be doing this postpartum. And if somebody wants to like pick her up and is concerned about her weight, it's legitimate. She needs to be stopped being sensitive.
He should also not be such a spindly beta male. I mean, he should probably be
The
able
thing
to
is,
lift
though,
her.
is like at least back when that show came out, the dude was in like really, really good shape. So I don't know
what
if he's just...
happened?
I mean, maybe he is, and it's just like the way they're dressing him.
Maybe she was annoying with all her like, my weight, and then he was like, all right, well then, if you're so concerned about it,
I'm sorry.
then I'm going to see how much you weigh and figure it out.
I refuse to believe that his back injury was so bad that just
he's
picking
trolling
up
her.
another human being was actually a problem. I think he was just fat shaming her via corporate.
I think he was mad that he wasn't allowed to make this movie the propaganda piece that he wanted it to be. He wanted to make a movie for domestic violence awareness. He wanted to make this an
Stop
activist
raising
movie.
awareness on everything. The only thing worse than that is calling yourself an activist.
It's all he can bear to talk about in any of these interviews is just abuse and domestic violence instead of anything that's happening in the
Imagine
movie.
doing that and then going into the movie and wondering why everyone's all bummed out.
Yeah, so Blake Lively is trying to lighten the mood, and in one of these promo videos, she's like, guys, It Ends With Us is out. Go to the movies with your friends and dress up in florals, because that's one of the themes where the main character is a florist. She was like, wear your florals and go to see it with your friends.
She very clearly understands women
She's
far better.
marketing it like it's a rom-com, but it's not. And that makes people want to see it. even if that's not true to the movie.
And it is successful. It passed $100 million in its first week on a $25 million budget. So this is by every metric a very big success.
Do you think that like, and this has just popped into my mind because I don't know anything about it, but Sound of Freedom was like super duper successful, right? Do you think that like that's what they're doing? Like it ends with us and like they're trying to do some leftist...
It's more akin to what she was saying about...
It sort of seems like they're going that direction. Yeah.
It's
Because
more
this is not the only one. We're having another one come out about like adoption or something too, or something.
Oh, so they did Sound of Hope.
Sound of Hope, right? And so now this is like It Ends With Us. Is that like the new type of genre of movie? Are these like
raising awareness movies?
Yeah.
I mean, I respect it so much more in the case of Sound of Freedom, especially because it's based on a true story and it's not based on a grocery store novel.
Based solely on my political bias, I support the...
I mean, it's not just political bias.
I wouldn't go see that. I refuse to see that Sound of Freedom.
It's complicated.
I enjoyed Sound of Freedom, but Jim Caviezel is one of my favorite actors, so that's different for me.
I don't want to say anything that's gonna like make me feel bad about my children, like or worry more or anything.
It'll
like that.
it'll make you
understand
worry
that.
more.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
I also enjoyed that one for different reasons because human trafficking is a story that Hollywood has a lot less. They don't do those storylines as much. Like
Probably because they're involved.
I don't know, but look, every cop show, every cop show ever made does maybe 1 or 2 episodes that lightly touch on it, but very few of them actually go deep into that the way they do other types
Special
of
Victims Unit must have did 1,000 episodes on domestic violence.
on domestic violence. I'm saying human trafficking. Human trafficking is one.
They probably did a couple on that too, though.
Child trafficking far less than maybe.
Because who wants to hear about that? It's miserable.
Yeah. It's depressing.
Yeah, so I guess that's why Blake Lively felt like she wanted to market it in a more lighthearted way.
The thing is
but they're
that
basically
works.
saying that Blake Lively is disrespecting the victims of domestic violence by trying to make
have nobody come watch your show.
Like take the spotlight off of the subject matter of the movie and making it about herself, making it about promoting her hair care line, making it about promoting her new like alcohol brand and her fashion sense and all of this stuff that's ancillary to it.
It does seem that Justin Baldoni's, like the group that he hired is doing their job because for the last 3 days, there has been nothing but mean girl headlines about Blake Lively with all of these clips resurfacing. And why that's interesting, guys, even if you don't care about the generic gossip nature of it, it's the way that for-profit companies are able to shift public perspective about individuals.
Right, so
very easily.
Justin Baldoni hired this crisis management firm to just nonstop pump out headlines that are against Blake Lively's public image. One of them says, Blake Lively labeled a mean girl after viral fan encounter.
Let's watch this video that somebody posted. Let me refresh it.
It's so underwhelming. The way that they're reading into this is insane.
That's so sweet. I'm gonna put it here because it doesn't go with my outfit, but I will wear it later.
Thank you. That was it.
It was perfectly. Somebody gave her a bracelet, and she's like, "That was so sweet." She was perfectly kind. Said, "I'm not gonna wear it right now because it doesn't go with my outfit."
Yeah, like
fine.
So what? Yeah. But they're just scraping anything they can, including the fact that she got married on a plantation.
Yes, they really hate that.
I would get married on a plantation too. I would live on a plantation. Now, here's a question. Back up for a second. This is her co-star, the director.
Yes.
She's the director and the.
And so they put a crisis team on their person that's the film. So
he hired it individually, separate from the film.
Right, separate from the film to go after his co-star of the film.
Yes.
The film people should be suing him for putting bad publicity.
I mean, I don't think that. I think in this case,
I think it actually is helping them.
Yes, I think it's just far enough away from a serious issue that it can be looked at as interpersonal drama, which only benefits the reach of the film. So if this got any more specific about the accusations about a kiss lingering too far on set, then you're getting into uncomfortable territory that relates back to Me Too. But they've kept all of this talk just far enough away from serious that it does nothing but bolster its public image.
Here's the worst thing that came out about Blake Lively. This is an interview from back in 2016 when she was doing press for a different movie entirely. And this interviewer, she like made a public statement about how bad this was. She said, sitting down with Blake Lively for Cafe Society is the most uncomfortable interview situation I have ever experienced. It is not okay or she said, is it not okay to congratulate someone on their pregnancy or ask another woman about costumes that she is wearing in a film? So the entire time,
every dude knows you don't ask that question unless you know how they say a lawyer should never ask a question they don't know the answer to. Guys, if you don't know for sure if she's pregnant or not, just don't ask.
It was publicly known at the time that Blake Lively was pregnant, right?
Yep.
So she congratulated Blake Lively on being pregnant, to which she said back, oh, congrats on your little bump. That's really bad. Like, that is more than a faux pas. That's just bitchy.
I love it.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm so
the
Let's look
interviewer,
at the video.
This is 3 minutes. Do we know where in the
It's toward the beginning,
Okay.
very beginning of it, I think.
First of all, congrats.
Oh, the audio's really low.
Congrats on your little bump.
Hold on.
Like,
Congrats on your.
Okay, but wait. You're sure that it was out in public that she was pregnant?
yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can find.
Well, that's weird then.
I
don't think it's
equated
bad,
it to.
it's just weird.
Have you ever
Here,
seen?
I'll send you the link to just that part of the interview so we can play it.
the thing that
get
people
it?
make videos about where somebody's like, when the waiter says enjoy your dinner and you say you too, and then you want to die because it makes no
Here's
sense.
the other thing with these like snippets of interactions. Like, we don't know what transpired before. We don't know
Sure.
if that lady was
Yeah.
like a bee to
Definitely.
her. And so she was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to give a little jab. And I will. So,
Yeah.
you know me. I like the spiteful, mean stuff.
do you have
The interview it's still very low.
Congrats on your little bump. Congrats on your little bump.
like, that's bad.
That is about as
I
mean
don't think
girl
it's
as
that
it gets.
bad.
So in another part of the interview,
I mean, if you think about it like this, it's the start of the interview. This wasn't like a jab at
like,
the
we're
end.
not starting off
Who
on a
knows
great
if like
note.
yeah, but like who knows if she walked in all flustered and she was like, oh, you know, could you be any more like you're 5 minutes late and like gave her an attitude and then sat down.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, by the way, like fake congrats on your pregnancy. Like it didn't seem authentic. Her thanks either. I don't know. I just think that that's a little out of context and I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
And
And
I
the
like
point
the
is,
mean
but
girl
that's the point of the PR firm, right? Is to take a bunch of clips
Right.
and create a storm of bad press to make her look bad to get ahead of the story that he was the problematic one on set.
And by the way, if you are like the weird reason I don't like that journalist person is like if you do have a bad experience like that, like are you really gonna go put her on blast like that?
It's very unprofessional.
Yes. So
Like, that's a story you tell your friends.
there's something else going on there. That's just my opinion.
That's
Yeah.
a story you tell your friends over the years when somebody asks, like, oh, who was the worst person you ever interviewed? And then you've got that story ready to go.
I had a booking nightmare this weekend and I was like minutes from like texting at this company, like whatever. And I was like, all right, calm down. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I'll tell you guys, but I'm not going to like say it online or put it on Twitter. That's
Sure.
You know what I mean? Have some self-control.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But you know, I just think it's interesting that people can be manipulated so easily to believe one person or the other is totally the victim or totally the villain in any situation, especially this one, which is like so low stakes. Why does anyone care about it that much?
In the
They're
movies-
getting like actually heated as if Blake Lively is like against all abuse victims, or Justin
she's hot.
Baldoni is like he's a liar who's trying to slander a powerful woman in Hollywood. Like everyone is taking these sides and they don't know what the hell is going on.
It's the same thing with your favorite political pundits. Everybody puts like all their faith in like, okay, so now you have like two people warring that you liked and now they're like
have to
fighting
pick
on
a
Twitter.
side.
And everybody feels like the intense need to pick a side and then like say horrible things about the other one. It's like, guys, get your own life and stop caring about the lives of these people and their drama.
This is definitely a symptom of like celebrity idol worship, because you shouldn't have idolized Blake Lively or any of these people in the first place. Then you would never have to, you know, go through the experience of changing your mind about them.
Could you imagine
losing
being-
respect
I
for
say,
them?
no, I say this all the time. I say you should never look at these celebrities as people. They're not people. They are vaguely interesting stories that you should analyze as objectively as possible and attach exactly zero of your own emotions to
Could
that.
you
Zero.
ever imagine like typing out a comment, right? Oh my God, Blake Lively is the absolute worst, right? She said this to the girl. I hate her.
She got
Like,
married on a plantation, and
what a horrible, like who has time for that?
When we talk about Rachel Zegler, I'm like, I find it moderately interesting that she's willing to just blow up a multi-million-dollar production over her political beliefs. Doesn't mean I care about her. Nor will I ever. Like, it's actually fascinating that you're allowing like a foreign war to destroy your ability to do your job effectively. That's what you should care about, not care about whether we know what her opinion is on geopolitics.
Or if she wants everybody to wear flower dresses to a launch of a movie. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, people don't have enough problems in their own lives to worry about.
They should be thankful.
Again, guys, don't listen to the celebrities as if they're people that you should look up to, because eventually someone in some way will let you down.
Yes, you will
all of the time.
despise whatever you idolize.
Yeah.
That's like something I live by. You should never idolize, because then you'll never despise them.
Don't they say to people, isn't that like a saying, never meet your idol?
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes, yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Yep.
All right.
All right, let's read super chats. Andrew Jacobs said, "Happy belated B-Day, Mary. It's an honor and privilege for me to be born 30 years and 2 days before you. August 12th, 1970. Hope you had/have a great B-Day week/weekend/month." I added that part.
And,
Thank you.
And a happy belated birthday to you, Andrew.
I appreciate that. High Voltage 75 said, "Rejoice the return of Mary and the return of timestamps to PC."
Okay, so here's the thing. I thought about doing the timestamps, and then I just, out of spite, I said no.
I really get
Yeah.
irritated when YouTube videos don't have them sometimes.
You're one of those people that's commenting saying, "I'm not
Yeah.
going to watch without timestamps."
Okay, I would never say that.
Somebody said that. They're like, this show is not nearly interesting enough to watch without timestamps. I'm like, well, now you're definitely not getting them. So
Like, you know that we
That
only
would make me not wanna
I'm
do
very
it.
petty. I was
See,
very petty. in
I like the
respect.
pettiness. Then don't do it. Don't ever do it. Don't do it for a month. Be
Now
like,
you're not
beat
going to
it.
get them. Sorry.
Tophone Man said, "Haps B-Day month, dudes." Thank you. 50 Charlie said,
2-1.
"Happy Saturday, Brint, and happy belated birthday to you, Murphy."
They love to gaslight. It is not
thanks.
Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do one more.
Unknown said, "For Brett's laptop fund."
Well, look, it just
What's
it doesn't,
going on?
No, because I was talking about how like a lot of people who do podcasts, they have the laptop right in front of
Yeah.
them. I can't do
There's
that.
there's not
no
really any
room.
space for you to do that.
No, imagine the laptops there and the money guns just keep hitting it, and
It would
wouldn't work
become
anyways.
a problem.
All right, let's hold off on the rest. Let's come back to after the fact. Let's talk about all of these child stars that were in the middle of their
Yeah.
own crises.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the trajectory of many different child stars, former child stars. This topic is kind of dark. We're starting off with Amanda Bynes because recently she posted a video of herself on Instagram, and it was really a nothing post, but she revealed a shocking new look.
Is it the
that
eyebrows?
I would say is shocking in an
The
entirely
lips,
bad
not
way.
The eyebrows.
Those
She-
eyebrows are something.
You can see in the video that she has these caterpillar eyebrows. She still has the really badly done face tattoo, the septum ring, but most shockingly, a baboon anus for a mouth.
You know what would actually help her more than anything? Like a set of fake eyelashes. Like, let's be fair here. Every picture, forget that those baboon lips. Yeah, fine. But even before, she just needs a little eyelashes. Like, that's all she needs.
I think she needs a lot more. I think she needs like
She needs some
professional
self-esteem.
help. I think
Yeah.
she needs something
She was so
more than
cute.
that. Like, I mean, clearly she is a
treadmill.
mentally disturbed person. There have been times where she went through psychotic breaks and, walked out into the streets of LA not knowing where she was or who she was with no clothes on. Like, and more than just that, she's been on the train wreck path for years and years and years at this point. And
She was definitely something happened to her.
in the wake of like Quiet on Set, everyone was talking about that and why she decided not to speak out during that documentary. I'm sure they reached out to her and asked her if she would like to speak out about her experiences at Nickelodeon, but she declined to do so. And her
Sometimes
family
it's too
even
traumatic.
said something like, we had nothing but positive experiences with Nickelodeon when she was there. I don't believe that for a second because I mean, I understand there are other factors. There's, genetics, family attachments, whatever that might contribute to mental illness this severe. But to anyone with common sense, you can see it has to do with the way she was brought up in the public eye and the very plausibly abusive adults that were around her during that time.
There's the really hot girls. There's like a list of them, right? You have Brittany, you have Lindsay, you have her, you have, but the list goes on, right? The Olsen twins are still weird, right? Like you have a list of these women that get nutty.
Yeah, and it just makes me feel bad for Amanda Bynes in particular that she's getting hate for, being crazy in a situation where like I would be crazy. If I were in her position and I went through the things she went through, I would be crazy. And I don't think she deserves to be facing like vitriol for that.
It's this meme of the Olsen twins. The Olsen twins look like one of them knows how you die and the other one knows when you die.
The one on the left is way better. They look like mirror twins.
Yeah, but you can ask like what happened, but we all know what happened.
Elizabeth Olsen turned out normal.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to what they're.
The only one that really turned out normal was like Mandy Moore.
I mean, Lindsay Lohan is getting her life back on track.
Yeah,
It took
well,
2 decades.
It's interesting that you
people go
brought
through
up
rough patches.
Lindsay because Lindsay is kind of going through a bit of a career renaissance now. She has dissolved all of that filler that was messing up her face, and now she's working again. And she is, doing a lot of press again because she's making the Freaky Friday sequel with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Hilary Duff turned out pretty normal too. Hilary
Yeah.
Duff and
But Lindsay
Mandy
is
Moore.
pretty crazy. Even in recent memory, this person brought up, everybody forgot that Lindsay Lohan tried to kidnap a child while recording it on Instagram Live, and that the baby's mother beat the living shit out of her on the same live stream. I think
did
that
not
was
know
the
that.
wake-up call she needed.
I did not know that.
I remember that vaguely, yes. Yeah, she came across some child, I guess she thought an unattended child, and was recording the entire thing.
She's like, I'm gonna save this kid.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, get away
And the
from my
mom was
child.
like, yeah, like, F off.
What does Lindsay look like now?
Well, there's this video. Do you have it?
Yeah, but it's hard to see her in the.
She looks great now. Like in the middle there. She was like, she went from child star to train wreck for a while, and then now she's like kind of having a comeback where she is reversing all of the
Is she, like,
stuff she
married
did to
or
her
anything?
face.
think she's
Yeah, she's
married.
married. She's
That
having
helps.
a kid.
That'll help.
So she's stabilized a lot, but some people haven't, including Amanda Bynes, as well as Sky Jackson. I don't know if you've heard of this one, but she is another former Disney star. She was on the show Jessie, that was more so like my generation. But she was recently arrested for domestic battery after a public fight with her boyfriend / baby daddy.
So she got arrested, not him.
Yes, she was allegedly pushing him around more than once, and he decided to press charges. So she did get arrested. Not a good look.
No.
And like these child stars just can't seem to get a grip on having some semblance of a normal life afterwards.
Yeah.
Even the lower profile ones.
I mean, they're still living in Hollywood or living Hollywood adjacent, and you don't live the life of the average person. The best thing you could do would be to go out and get a normal job. And
I remember when I was in like high school, in my brother's grade, there was this beautiful girl, and she was on the cover of 17 magazine.
Oh, really?
Right? She was really, really, her name was Stacy, and she was beautiful, and she was the sweetest girl. And she didn't tell anybody that she was on it, but like her friends got 17 magazine, and everybody got that's all she did. She was a model. She was a Ford model, and everybody got so mean to her. Like the girls got mean to her. Everybody was mean to her.
why?
I guess they were jealous, like high school stuff. So think about it, like you get very isolated. You're only around your like rich other friends, right? Like or the other people that are doing the same work as you. You're in like this bubble. There's not much normalization there. I remember feeling so bad for that Stacey girl, Stacey Fuselli. I don't know if that, whatever. But anyway, she was beautiful. But she got picked on, and like she didn't want to tell people. I'm like, don't you want to tell everyone you're a model? Like, why would you want to tell everybody that? And she was like, no, like people are not
She
nice
didn't want-
to me
and
because
she didn't
of
want
it.
the attention.
No, and she's a perfectly healthy, normal person now because she didn't really continue with any of
Right.
that. But I could see how isolating it could be. Like, forget, like, I think Lindsay Lohan had like abuse, right? But like this chick, that's like acting out low impulse control type of behaviors. And it's because you're not like socialized normally.
Right, you're as a child
In
if
your
you're-
developmental
If you're one
years.
of these child stars, you're being primarily socialized around
Seems
a bunch
like-
of adults who happen to be your colleagues, and you don't even know what that means yet.
The Harry Potter actors turned out relatively normal. They're all still working and alive.
Yeah, I mean they're politically insane, but their personal lives are not on
Yeah.
the same level as any of the kids that came out of the Nickelodeon or Disney pipeline.
Yeah.
But
There's
it's also
something
more
very
women.
uniquely messed up about the Disney and Nickelodeon
The
world.
girls seem a little worse off too.
Yeah.
I mean, Emma Watson.
Because they're emotional and
for sure.
Like, they have more
So,
things going on.
Did you see the
Emma
music
Watson
video that Miley put out?
Emma Watson isn't normal. I mean, she's an activist, but she's like a
She's so
30-year-old.
She comports herself. She's not, getting into fights in public.
It
She's
would
not
be weirder if she wasn't an
having
activist
like
at this point in
psychotic
Hollywood.
episodes. She's not on.
She's a little lady.
Yeah, I mean, she comports herself well. So I mean, at least she's good at keeping her mess private, which a lot of these people aren't. But did you see the music video that Miley Cyrus put out? I think it was last year, Used to Be Young.
No, she looks bad too.
It was like...
I don't think so. I think she looks fairly normal now. She's gotten herself back. Miley Cyrus.
She's growing up fine. I mean, she was wearing, in that music
Here's
video,
the
she was
picture
wearing a shirt that had Mickey Mouse on it as she was singing about, how her upbringing made her into such an unstable person. And now she's just attended an award show for Disney during D23, where they awarded her Disney Legends Award. And
the youngest to ever get it. And the
what's
real telling
weird here
issue,
is that Miley Cyrus attended this event for Disney alongside her psychiatrist,
Yep.
Dr. Amen. Kind of a weird name, whatever. But someone said,
And
is this
people will
just
tell
me, or
you-
does the fact that her therapist accompanied her to the Disney ceremony is a clear sign that she wasn't in a good mental health state last night?
I mean, I don't know.
Or
about
at
that.
all.
I don't know. If
in
he's
general.
a celebrity, if he's a celebrity
You know what's a big
psychiatrist.
mental health red flag?
What?
Adults that wear any Disney stuff. You see those
Like wear,
adults?
like-
They're like
the
wearing their
logos.
sweatshirt with the like Disney logo
I mean,
on it
you
all the
would
time, or the
think, like,
scrubs.
If Disney messed you up like that, why would you still associate with them as a brand? Unless they
Unless
have
there's
something
something in it for
over
you.
you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And also in her acceptance speech for that award, they altered it on YouTube to remove a section in her speech where she briefly mentioned her 2013 album Bangers, which was during her big like bad girl era, her bad girl phase.
Yep.
So I don't know why she's still associating with Disney if she
She's
knows
probably
that
getting
they're
money to do it.
such a toxic, corporation that is currently still doing the same thing
It's
to
still
kids
a
that they did to her.
business to them. Like, I mean, like, has she confirmed that that's what happened while she was there? That like it happened by somebody, by the hands of
I'm
somebody.
not
at
even
Disney?
talking about like getting abused by one person in particular. I'm saying that the system
At the
is
end of
not
the
a place
day-
where a child should be.
At the end of the day, it's a business, and to these people, their job is to stay in the public eye and to continuously find themselves reasons to be in headlines and things like that. And a lot of morals and a lot of emotions will go out the window when a contract.
We should ban all children's shows.
A lot of people believe that.
Replace
A lo-
them all
or
with
think that they should be
AI.
using
No,
AI
you shouldn't
to-
have any children's shows. Children should be reading books and playing outside.
Look, I mean, there's a lot of art that's made that involves, it's a story about an adult who has kids, right? What do you do in that? Do you just reference the child and not ever actually
You
show
get like
them on
one,
screen?
and that's all that kid ever does, and it does one little thing, and then it moves on with its life.
But that's the
Oh, you
problem
mean-
is most of the time with these child actors, they have parents who are chasing it for them. The stage parents are the ones who are chasing after that path.
My friend's kid is really famous, really, really famous. Like my good friend that I grew up with, his kid is so famous, and they don't really chase that. And he seems to be okay, normal, but
Look,
besides
there's
from Philly, so
there's
I
a
get
lot
it.
of actors who get in young in television that just end up going to college and doing something else. Like they don't continue on with acting, or they go work behind the scenes and they fall in love with the art aspect of either working behind the camera or directing or acting. They don't always just stay in front of the camera.
You mentioned like your friend who was picked on. That reminded me of like the who was the kid who played Luke.
Oh, I don't know the actor's name.
I forget his name, but he was like bullied relentlessly after that role.
But
in
it's
school.
Look,
He
I thought the
wasn't able to
parents
live a
also
normal
said
life.
that wasn't actually true, and it wasn't the way that they said it was. I don't know if that's hearsay.
I don't know. Are we going to listen to Amanda Bynes' parents talking about her experiences at Nickelodeon either? I don't know who to trust here.
Well, certainly the kid from Terminator didn't turn out. What was his
It's
name
not
again?
all of them, and certainly, if
Eddie,
the parents are actually involved and they actually care about protecting their kid, then that eliminates a lot of the concerns. But the problem is most of those stage parents don't give a shit about their kids' safety or well-being.
Eddie Furlong, thank you, chat.
Another one of these child stars that actually went through a crazy phase and has sort of repaired from it is Demi Lovato. And she was recently asked in an interview if she would allow her own child to go into the same industry and become a child star like she did. And she said, I'd say let's study music theory and prepare you for the day you turn 18 because it's not happening before that. Not because I don't believe in you or love you or want you to be happy, but because I want you to have a childhood, the childhood that I didn't have. And also, let's come up with a backup plan, which is something I wish I'd done, because sometimes I think it's time for me to move on, but I'm in this weird position in my career because I still rely on music for my income. That's another thing. Like, the parents seem to decide for their children that this is what they're going to do and this is what they're going to be for life. And in a sense, there's really not an off-ramp for them if they ever want to leave.
Frankie Muniz said that he wouldn't let his kid get into acting.
A lot of actors have said that. I think Natalie Portman said something similar as well.
Think about too, like how much it takes to get into a role, and some of these people really like shift their whole persona, like Heath Ledger, right? Or like who's Shia LaBeouf or whatever, Shia LaBeouf, right? Like they really do that. And so as a kid, pretending to be somebody else like all day, and the pressures of getting that right, like literally not being yourself right over and over again.
Right.
It could definitely mess with your, like, abuse aside, that could definitely mess with your cognitive processing function, you know?
Yeah, like in Amanda Bynes' situation, she was playing like 10 different characters on her show. And I mean, how can you do that without fracturing your psyche in some irrevocable way?
Like over and over on repeat?
Yeah, like over and over on repeat with all the pressure of being the breadwinner of your family.
That's the hard part.
All
a lot of people
things.
believe that type of thing is actually easy for children because they don't actually, like, they're able to disassociate easier than adults are.
Yeah, but you keep doing that. Like, you know, like that's the old saying, like your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your character, right? Like that's the same thing. She's repeating these lines, acting like these people, right? Like doing that day in and day out and day in and day out. Like you're going to pick up some of
She
it.
became obsessed with her public image to the point where she would hole up in a hotel room as a teenager and like actually paint the windows black so that people couldn't take long lens photos of her. She was that neurotic at some point about how she looked.
Do you remember when Billy Zane said that actors deserve emotional stunt pay for traumatic roles? So maybe the idea is that for kids, you know, they aren't fully cognizant of what's going on, and maybe you are doing a little bit of damage to them. Certainly he must believe that if he believes that emotional stunt pay should be a thing at all.
Right. We got a 20 from Soren Mask. He said, "Happy birthday, Mary. Try not to get too inebriated." Yeah, I'll try. I'll try my best with that.
Do you even drink?
Do I drink? Yeah, I mean, like socially. I wouldn't drink alone.
I don't think I've ever seen you with a drink in your hand, like ever. Not even at social functions.
At work? Like,
yeah, we had a Christmas party.
Yeah.
I don't know. There wasn't any alcohol at the Christmas party, though.
There wasn't?
No.
Macaulay Culkin turned his life around.
I don't think so.
Macaulay Culkin turned his life around. He's married with kids now.
Yeah.
His problem's because he's still weird looking.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for him. Do you know there's actually kind of, not a closeted tradcath. He's like somewhat public about his faith, but there is like a tradcath at Disney. David Henry, he was on Wizards of Waverly Place, and now they're rebooting the show, and he's back working for Disney again.
Who'd he play? I never saw it.
He played Selena Gomez's character's brother in the show for the whole run of that show. And I didn't know at the time, but he actually is like super serious about his faith. He's always posting about his family. Very wholesome, very normal guy. For some reason, he was able to dodge those bad influences. He probably came from a good family and, you know, knew his priorities from the jump.
Yep.
It's good that some people like that exist, but for the most part, I would say it's almost impossible to avoid things like that. Things like what Amanda Bynes went through, what Miley Cyrus went through, and the list goes on.
Yep. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Tacty Platty said, Lisa breaking hearts on Culture War getting engaged.
Oh God, no. So this is a joke. So they were like, Tommy, what are you going to do? And Tommy had made a joke to me a while back. It's like, Lisa, you know, are you divorced yet? Because I need to get into America and I need a fiance visa, right? And I was like, you know, your wife would kill me. You know what I mean? Right? Like, he's divorced, but I'm still very friendly with her. You know what I mean? I was like, she would kill me, but I made a joke. So I was on the Culture War today, and they're like, Tommy, what are you going to do? Where are you going to live? I said, oh, he's just going to marry me and have a fiance visa and like come live here. I made the joke. And that, but the part that got bad was that he was like, I don't know. And Milo and everybody was like, did Lisa just get rejected by Tommy on stream? Because it like did not line up well.
Rude.
And I was like, he didn't hear me, but I was like, if you look at my text message, we've been joking about this for a while. And it didn't start from me. But yeah, no, not
I don't
getting
know the full backstory.
not getting engaged, but but it was supposed to be a funny joke, but it made me look really bad. So
funny. Well, the real ones just heard the real story.
Yeah. No, we cleared it up there, and I was like, I don't think he heard me, and he's like, I did, and he's like, yeah, it's fine, Lise. And he's like, whatever.
Brewmaster Monk said, here's $10 for Brett's laptop. Also, I've heard that LASIK can reverse itself after a few decades.
Well, yeah, but how long am I going to live, really? So
you're only planning for the next few decades?
Yeah.
I feel like my dad got his done when he was like in his like late 30s, and he's in his 70s now, and it's felt fine.
Okay.
Brett, I really hope you live past 70.
Let's
at
hope
least.
so. Let's hope so.
Greg Duvier said, happy birthday, Mary. Glad to see you're back from your birthday week bender. Let's go.
I would like to imagine you in like a bar crawl, just
I
at
don't
home.
think I've ever done that. You know, it's not out of the question. Sorenko Productions said nostalgia menu, but no nostalgia prices, SMH. That is so true. Yeah. They're going to be inflating all the prices for these items.
All right, let's hold off on the rest. What do you want to do? Do you want to do Kylie or do you want to do...
Look, it's up to you at this point. It's out of my hands. You decide.
I love you two. You guys work so cute together. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Do the HIV one. Okay. we'll go unhinged to the end of the week.
Someone clip that part, please, where Brett just says, do the HIV one. Okay, guys. We're going to talk about something extremely disturbing. It's not graphic, so don't worry about that, but it is psychologically disturbing and disturbed. Earlier this year, BBC recorded an interview with an anonymous person in a wolf mask who goes by the name Wolf, and it went viral, excuse my pun, because he explained he is a bug chaser who intentionally contracted HIV completely on purpose, and he was trying to explain this to a crowd of people who didn't understand why anyone would do that. Here is the description. It says, Wolf actively sought out HIV-positive men and had unprotected sex, seeking to contract the virus. He also engaged in blood slamming, a practice where he injected HIV-positive blood directly into his body. Now, Wolf speaks out about his experiences as a gifter, a man who is happy to transmit the virus to willing participants. He also explains why he chooses not to use PrEP and what led him to pursue this lifestyle. So he is also not only HIV positive, but choosing to let the virus progress into full-blown AIDS without any medical intervention.
Before we get started,
I give up. I'm going home.
Is there confirmation that this is in any way real? Like, do I get a big test that says like HIV and then a big red box that says positive?
He's remaining anonymous, so obviously there's no way to know for sure. But this is an act of journalism they're doing here. This is not fictional storytelling. This is completely a real account.
Again, even if you made that up,
from a real
mental, and we need to bring back asylums and get these people off the streets.
That's a really good point.
Look,
Maybe
this
we should
wouldn't
just
even
watch.
be a crime in California. You can knowingly give someone AIDS in California. It's a misdemeanor.
We're gonna watch just a segment
Amish.
of the interview that they did.
How
with
long?
him.
Just the very beginning.
We'll see where it goes.
I contracted HIV on purpose. Now people ask me to give it to them.
What is sexual about wanting to chase for HIV?
People do it for different reasons.
I'm asking you why you do it.
I'm not trying to shock you, and I appreciate that a lot of people do find it a very distressing topic.
At the end of the day,
British, it makes more
you're
sense.
playing with your life by choice because you want to have more pleasure.
But pleasure is very important.
Nah. Like, there's not so many things that can give you extra pleasure that doesn't involve you having bareback sex.
The fear that you're gonna get HIV is actually, it's not a little bit more pleasure. It ruins your intimacy for good.
For normal
what I'm
people.
going to say now is probably going to really, really upset you and probably really sicken you.
You have to appreciate this is a lot to take in. I just need to be left alone right now because this is just mad.
Okay.
The term bug chasing refers to someone who's HIV negative but wants to be infected with the HIV virus. Bug chasing is actually
AIDS
a
needle.
very, very small proportion of the gay community. And people who are HIV positive, the number that deliberately bug chased is, again, really quite a small proportion. I've been described
Shocking.
as an ethical gifter in
An
that
ethical
I have a
gifter.
conversation with someone, so I would never go up and have sex with someone randomly without first having a discussion about my status.
Why would anybody want to be given HIV?
For all sorts of reasons. Some see it as a fetish, some see it as power play situation, some people want it so they can relax.
What does that mean?
What he means by that is they want to relax after worrying about getting HIV. So if you know that you're HIV positive, you don't have to worry about contracting it anymore because you just know that you have it.
So what I'm going to do?
So
when I
why
go-
would you worry?
When I drive home, I'm constantly worried that I'm going to get hit by a bad driver. So I'm going to go just get into a car accident to relax.
So you can stop worrying
So
about
that I
it.
can stop worrying about
Exactly.
a bad driver hit. Actually, you know what it is like around here, there's deer everywhere, and you have to constantly be aware and vigilant to make sure that you don't hit a deer. That's like saying that some dude is going to go out and just knowingly do it on purpose so that he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Right, exactly. So that's his explanation. It's a fetish or a coping mechanism. The person who posted this clip said people make choices that can't be explained without involving demonic influence. How much cursed pornography and childhood trauma would a person have to experience to behave this way as a lifestyle choice? Watch the women try to stomach this in person. It's unsettling, uncanny. What's your take?
I think that we have lost the absolute plot. These people are off the reservation. They need to be taken out of society because this is a problem. It's because there's other ways for them to like infect other people too. Like other than that, you get a
Right.
you're going to the doctor, you get a cut on your hand, you spit on them, or like I don't know, you have who knows, right? So that's weird. Anyway, England has a problem with all that stuff a little extra than over here. I don't know if you know this. Like, do you know they tried to like ban certain porn videos over in England around 2014, 2012, 2014 because
Why?
it was a certain kind of porn because they were seeing lots of complications due to this type of porn in women, men, everybody. It was like causing medical problems and problems with
Oh my goodness.
NIH, right? And so you can look it up. But like, because I don't know what I'm going to say. Like it's what male on male do. Okay, so like that.
We got a
So, like,
20 from Nate real quick. He said, there's a risk I hit a deer, and so instead I drive my Nissan directly into the tree line.
That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like they're trying to do.
We asked for
Totally
this.
logical.
We asked for people to be like this. We said, we're going to let you think that like morality is relative. We're going to let you be focused on yourself and the individual with the enlightenment, right? Like this is what they push for. And like,
Do as thou
honestly,
wilt.
this is what you get. It's disgusting.
I'm down to stop. You know how they're always like, we need to normalize this, and like, we need to normalize not normalizing everything.
We need to stigmatize normalizing
It's the great meme of Mulder from the X-Files. It says we've normalized enough. It's time to paranormalize.
I mean, it's so funny. These people with, not just this fetish in particular, but any, niche sexual proclivity or interest, they really do believe themselves to be part of a marginalized community because there is stigma around the things they do. at least I can buy into, in theory, the idea that you're marginalized for an immutable characteristic, but you are choosing to do things that disgust the vast majority of people in society, and you will face stigma for that. You're not a victim because of that. And recently I saw that Billy Ray Brandt, the girl who played Gwen in Lady Ballers, she went to Fetish Con in Florida, and this was like somewhere right by her house, and she was like, why is this happening right next to my house? So she went to this fetish convention, and just, you know, she detailed her experiences there and all the disturbing things that she saw, and then the entire like kink community has come like chasing after her, sending her the most vile comments and DMs saying sexual things that they want to do to her or see her do. Just the most insane responses ever to someone just passing by you and saying like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, that doesn't seem, you know, normal or a good thing to do with your life.
We got rid of shame. That's what happened.
To me, this is one of those things. You know me. I'm probably more liberal than a lot of the employees here at Timcast. Maybe, I don't know, but like,
I'm probably the furthest right.
When you see these,
I challenge you.
When you see these things, a lot of times what I say is like, if somebody has a complaint about it, I always ask myself, like, do I need to even engage with it, right? So if Billy Ray Brandt shows up at your event and says, oh, this is weird, like, is it really the most...
Like, is it the end of the world?
Is it the best use of your time to even engage with it, right? Because guess what? I don't know if it's the case for her, but most of the time, they want you to engage.
Right.
They want you to be angry and respond that way. It's like when people say mean things about me. Like, I give them a whole lot more power when I engage with them. I don't need to do that. And it's a dopamine effect that has a hold on a lot of people on social media who feel that they have to respond when somebody says something mean about them. You take away a lot of the power by just not caring and not responding.
The dramatic, exaggerated response of victimhood that these people are using in those situations, it's really because they believe everything that you're saying. Yeah. You know, if you say like, this is weird, this is degenerate, this should not be promoted, this should not be done in public, they agree with everything you're saying deep down, and that's why they're so offended by what you're saying. They know that what they're doing is self-destructive, and that it is, you know, degenerating the culture around them as well. And, you know, they use the excuse that it's a private event and you don't belong there anyway. But this is at a normal, like, corporate-run hotel where other people are staying. So obviously they're going to see it. And Billy even said that they were having, like, group sex parties in the hotel rooms with the windows clearly open and uncovered during the nighttime, visible to residents
people
across
like that
the street.
voyeurism stuff,
like,
right?
That is part of their lifestyle, is forcing it on other people. Yeah. And they are so offended when you point out the truth.
You should not be doing that, especially if there's the possibility that children will look in that window and see what's going on. That's a problem. It's one of the weird things.
Or anyone, really. I mean,
like, well, I know, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like when people were talking about the clip and it's never universally enforced. When the girl went viral at the Edmonton Oilers game for like showing her titties to everyone, and like, there's children at that game.
Like, why would you do that?
Well, like, if a dude pulled his dong out and swung it around like it was you know, like, people would he would be put on a sex offender registry.
Right.
But if
she should be too.
And when the woman does it, culturally, it's just seen as like, look at this amusing thing that happened at the Oilers game. Look, I'm a dude. Whatever. I don't care. Right? I'm not gonna go seek that shit out. But there was objectively children at that game.
I would have
also, like,
lost it.
It doesn't matter if, you know, it's a child or not. Like, if I'm an unsuspecting person, I don't deserve to have to see that, you know, like, just the general public, we have standards, or at least we used to.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was weird performance.
I yelled at a lady on the boardwalk because she had a thong on, and it was eye level to my son, like, during the day. And I took a picture and posted it on the internet because I was being crazy. But, like, I was really mad.
Like, I saw someone at the airport wearing a miniskirt where literally half their ass was just out. Out. And I didn't say anything because, you know, it's just not your place. But like, that is crazy.
Yeah, you have a sweeter disposition than I do. I think everything is my place.
That's saying something.
You're like really nice.
That really is saying something because I will start confrontations.
I'm like I want to tell everybody what I think of them.
Yeah.
At least when it's like that kind of stuff. I yelled at her. Her boyfriend yelled at me. Now like we're all yelling at each other. It was a little stupid, but yeah, like, no, I think these people need to be shamed. I said, do you feel good about, that's what I said to her. I was like, you feel good about yourself having your ass out right in front of like all these kids? Do you feel good? Are you happy that my 5-year-old son is staring right at your ass? And she was like, and the whole time though, like they were like, it's none of your business, man, right? But the whole time after that, she walked covering her butt with her hands. She sure did. I bet you she'll think twice about that again. We need to bring back this shame.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And now I believe I believe the state of California made it law that it's no longer crime.
Well, they decriminalized it. It's a misdemeanor.
To not disclose that you are HIV positive before having sex with someone. And that is just the beginning of the end. Like, it's pandemonium out there. And I don't know, maybe you're coping by saying this is performance art. I believe it's genuine because people like this.
I'm asking the question. Like,
I can see the look in this man's eye. Even though he's wearing a mask, you can look at the look in his eye. It's just complete
his voice
emptiness.
sounds sincere.
Like
his voice seems honest.
But the fact that we're asking the question, it would be the fact that I'm asking the question and you're giving your reasoning and you're saying that he seems sincere would be exactly what a performance artist would want from
Okay,
something.
but even if you do want that to be your performance art, that's mental.
That's also
it's also like
justification to put you in the loony bin.
This isn't anything new. Weird shit.
I'm gonna
like
go terrify people that there's people out there giving AIDS to each other on purpose. Yeah, like okay, you definitely belong in a mental institution, even if you're faking it. Yeah,
weird shit like this happened on Maury and Jerry Springer for decades. So this is just the medium of shock art and shock content has just evolved to meet the internet.
I don't know. I'm still leaning toward believing that this guy is 100% being genuine, and even if he's not, he is actually speaking for a not negligible amount of people who really do this. It's a known phenomenon. And it's deeply disturbing, and you're right. We need to bring the asylums back. Make asylums great again.
Thanks, Reagan.
MAGA is make asylums great again.
All right.
Okay, let's finish up our super chats. Trap was belly laughingly hilarious after a while, said, is Salika Shyamalan Mary Morgan's doppelganger?
Is that Shyamalan's daughter?
I believe so.
I want to see what she looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna look.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really register what she looked like when I watched the movie. Jacob Paradis said, happy birthday, Mary. God bless all your days. Thank you. See, they're so nice.
They are nice.
Maybe they're just nice when you're around.
No.
The Manic Mustache said, from y'all's favorite mustachioed otaku from the whole crew here at the Half-Baked Compound, happy belated birthday, Mary. Hi, Bert and Larry, and remember to stay toxic, my friends. So you're Larry now,
I like that.
I guess. We'll stay toxic.
This is her? It's kind of hard to tell.
I don't know. Let me see closer up. I would
it's not
be able
showing
to tell
me
here.
The actual photo of her. It's going to like her page. Let's see if this one
I don't know.
pulls up.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah, whatever.
I can't see that far.
Tacti Platy said, slander and libel. 5 Guys in West Virginia, regular cheeseburger, 2 patties, regular fries, and drink is $20. Stop living in cities with high minimum wages.
That's a fair point. It's not slander though because it was DC proper.
Well,
near the
$20
Capitol.
is still $20 is insane, right? Even for just a regular cheeseburger with fries and a drink, $20 is too much.
This is her.
Yes, like way too much. Okay, do you see it?
There was another photo earlier where her cheeks were rounder that made more, that looked more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shane H. Wilder said, Taco Bell was founded in 1962. 5 Guys is overpriced. I've seen the Chick-fil-A robot in downtown Austin for months. It can get up to 30 miles per hour.
Damn.
That's scary.
Shane is the one that's always praying for us, right?
Yes.
And like, Shane, you're a sweetheart, and I love you. I just want to say that. Okay, go ahead.
So
That's
if you get into a
scary.
car accident with a Chick-fil-A robot, is that a single car collision? Like, how do you
Who
swap?
pays the insurance?
How do you swap insurance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary.
It's a good question.
It could run someone over too.
Good.
The Rumbling said, hi, Lisa. What is your weird ick or phobia? Do you have any of those?
I don't really have any like.
Ick and phobia is totally different. So
I definitely have icks.
List some of your icks.
I have a weird ick.
Let us know.
Okay, it's a weird ick. I don't like frizzy hair touching me. So like if you're ever in line and like if the line's real tight and they have frizzy hair, I want it, like this happened to me before, like in line for a ride. Like I don't want none of your nasty frizzy hair coming anywhere near me. So I don't like that. I don't like frizzy hair. I don't like hair and brushes. Like
Okay, icks in dating context?
Oh, in dating context? I don't know, I just don't date.
Okay.
So like, I mean, I guess dating content, I just don't like, you know, you like manly men. Don't be cringe. I don't know. I don't really.
All right.
I'm sure guys learned a lot from that.
I don't know. I like that's.
Do you have any phobias?
I'm not scared
Like
of it. I'm really
full-blown-
not like scared. You know what? I don't like bungee jumping. Like down the shore, like on the boardwalk, we have like that thing that pulls you up, and then you pull a ripcord and you like free fall for a while. I don't like feeling like I'm floating in the air. Like I'll do any of the like extreme rides that you can possibly imagine, but I just don't like that drop thing.
That's funny. I went ziplining recently.
I could do that.
I
Your
felt
tension.
nothing.
Don't you feel the tension that
Dead
you're on from the thing?
inside.
Well, sure, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I was dead inside.
You got done and you're like,
I like ziplining.
It was fun though. Mountain Lou, already read that one. Nate said, I was grifted by Candace Owens and all I got was this stupid shirt.
how were you?
Okay, I don't know what that
How were
means.
you grifted by her? Like,
Yeah, I
did
don't
she
know.
promise you a product that she doesn't believe in? Like, did she sell you a book that she? I don't know. Like in that context, what do you mean you were grifted?
Corey Anderson said, Mary, please don't leave us with Kellen again. Lisa,
Kellen.
that crap you were dealing with on Twix a couple weeks ago was crazy. Tommy Robinson is right.
First of all,
What was I dealing with?
First of all, Kellen did a fantastic job while he
We
was here.
won't have Kellen
We will not have
slander.
Kellen slander. Kellen and Sarah
I
did
love
fantastic. So
But wait. What was? I don't know what I was dealing with. Somebody tell me what I was dealing with because I don't remember.
People coming at you on Twitter a while ago? I don't know.
People come at me on Twitter. every
That's
other
a
day.
constant thing.
were you Kyle Rittenhouse saying you were going to vote for Ron Paul and then the entire
That
internet
was
decided to-
bizarre, dude.
Yes.
Can we stop looking like a cult? Like honestly, it's embarrassing for me. You know what? Like the worst was when the people were putting like the pads on their ears to like
I was
stand
like-
in solidarity with Trump. Please stop.
I saw
Don't
that, I
ever
was
do
like-
that
That
was
again.
bad.
You guys are nuts. That makes you're in a cult. They are in a cult.
Yeah.
Fine.
That
They
was
are.
not a
Well,
good
that's
look.
the problem with everyone,
That's
right?
weird.
Is that people then broad brush everyone and say that somebody who supports certain policies or maybe enjoyed the 4 years, I guess not the last year, but most of the time he spent in office are the same as people who wear ear pads to stand in
That was the
solidarity.
most
That's
bizarre
weird as
thing I've seen in so long. Like honestly, I was like, I'm embarrassed. People and the other girl, I don't like it. There's people that
I
have been
wanted to
embarrassing me a lot here
repost
on the
that
right.
picture of everyone with the ear pads on. It's like, take that, libtards.
That was brutal.
Like, come on.
Corey Anderson said, please have the ladies of Force of Light on again. They are super wholesome. They were great.
Yeah, I'm sure that they that they will be back, but you know
They'll be back unless you all scared them away for good.
Yep.
And we would not be to blame for that.
We're wholesome
But
here.
they were great. I agree. Quite Blackpilled said Twisters was so good. The fact that there were no sparkly vampires, so Mary didn't like it, is an indictment on her, not us. Glenn Powell rules.
Did you like
dislike it.
Twilight?
I did like Twilight.
I like Twilight. I'm not
and
gonna lie.
I liked Twisters well enough. I mean, I wouldn't watch again.
She just didn't like it as much as I did.
I like it was fine. It was entertaining.
I enjoyed
I
it
got
a
hit
lot.
with money for real that time.
It happens.
Nate said only Raw worth mentioning involved Stone Cold.
Yes. Well, yeah, if you want a great account to follow now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the pro wrestler, is now basically like an internet cat dad who posts constant videos of his cat. It's awesome.
Brian
very wholesome.
Bledsoe said, happy birthday, Mary. Hey, Bert, Bret Hart has only one T and he's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Hello, Lisa.
Well, just like his brother said, enough is enough and it's time for a change.
I feel like I'm missing a lot.
I am too.
I'm here
You'd have
for
to
it.
you'd have
I
to know
am
about
too.
pro wrestling to understand any of that.
Pat the Plumber said Obama listens to the screams of dying children. So true. Nate
Go off,
said
King.
LMFAO Charlie did not define brat. She was in an interview and she was asked to give a definition of what a brat is, and that's exactly what she did.
They answered my question real quick. It says you were being called out for having an affair. That wasn't it. They were called out for. They were trying to call out these old articles that the Guardian wrote about me. These hit pieces saying that I had cocaine-fueled affair. Could you imagine me on cocaine? Could you imagine me of all people on cocaine? It would be a legit nightmare. It was proven false in federal court anyway, and then the Guardian and like all these things, like they didn't retract the story. As a matter of fact, the Guardian just reached out to me again. Not the Guardian, the Times of London reached out to me the other day for like a hippie. So I'm like, you guys already lied about me once and wouldn't retract it when my lawyers contacted
The gall of them to like reach out again and be like, hey.
And he said, do you know what the guy says to me? He goes, "We are the London Sunday Times, not the London Daily Times." He goes, "We have two separate newsrooms." I go, "You guys share the same owner and the same legal team, right? Like, so I'm going to talk to you again and let you lie about me, and then." No, what are you insane? I never talked to them the first time. They never contacted me.
It's a distinction without a difference,
but like,
anyways.
Yeah, like so anyway, so it was all bullshit, whatever. But like, yeah, now I remember. I'm so used to that, like being thrown in my face anywhere. I don't care.
Well, it's cool to have people make up rumors about you.
I mean,
They're
listen,
obsessed.
if Milo said this today, he was like, "Why are you telling people that it's not real? It makes you sound fun and cool." And I was like, I don't want to be that fun and cool. The comments underneath was like, "She's probably a good time," and I'm like, right, like that's what they were saying in the article, but like. Yeah, no, it didn't happen. But I would really be a nightmare.
I understand.
I can't even smoke pot because it makes me paranoid.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
I like really paranoid. Like I'll sit and like it was awful. I've only done it twice, and it was horrific experiences both times.
Okay, Corey Anderson, I'm not reading that. BMF Nate Dogg said, "Happy birthday, Mary. My gift to you is this high $5. Stay gold. Thank you." Corey Anderson said, "With Lisa as a guest, I would again like to point out Tim Pool only hires attractive women. Tim needs to hire Anna Paulina Luna."
I think the last time he said that.
Thank you.
I think the last time he said that, he said he only hires attractive women and ugly men. I think he said that last time.
Yeah, I think
and
he
I
did.
just said it's me as the meme of the guy in the basketball court with his hands on his hips, like.
Yeah. James Marone said, "Is the beautiful Miss Lisa single? I am a 6'4" black male, 31 years old, and make 6 figs. Are you down?"
So, A, I'm too old for you. B, I have 2 children. And C, I'm not divorced, and I refuse to ever get divorced because I'm Catholic and I think it's a sin. And I'm never going to date anybody ever again in my entire life. So,
damn.
Appreciate I really appreciate the sentiment because it like means the world to me. It really does. Those kind of things make me so happy on the inside. But yeah, that's like legit my story. So.
That was a lot.
Listen, I'm honest. I'll put it all out there. You guys want to know, I'll tell you.
At least it's nothing personal, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, I'm sure you're an amazing
sure
catch.
You're a catch.
But I am not interested. You know what I don't like? I don't like the idea of blending my family. Like, say I have my 2 children, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna invite my new husband over for Christmas, or if I have new babies, are they gonna think that like I prioritize them if I'm giving a lot of attention to like a newborn? Like all of that, like even the thought of any of that hurting my children or possibly hurting any of my children in any way like that horrifies me. So zero, not like, no. If I ever date ever in life again, it will probably be after they graduate college or something where I'm not gonna totally ruin their lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, most people just don't think about those types of things. But
it would break
tricky.
my heart. So
Maverick Pilgrim said this POV millennial is a theater kid who just can't let go of being the understudy for Colette in Les Mis. She genuinely thinks she's hilarious, and that's what makes me so angry.
Which one?
The cringe of the day chick. Okay. Yeah, it had theater kid energy for sure. Yep. Corey Anderson said, "I hate earwax. It is gross."
That is true.
Well,
I don't know if anyone loves
earwax. Is there somebody
like,
who's just like, you know what? I just let it build up.
Mary, we just had a guy that likes to get AIDS. You don't think that people like earwax? I can
believe anything.
At this point, everything's on the table.
Yeah. Matt Kelly said, "Happy birthday, birthday week twin." Okay, happy birthday to you as well, even though you're Canadian. Shane H. Wilder said, "Hey, I appreciate that Mary does timestamps. When I need a clip of something for a short, it makes it so much easier to find it." You're welcome, sir.
The internet was also so slow this week that when I was the download of the audio, like of the clip. So when the segment's done, when the show's done, I have to remux the video and turn it from an MKV into a MP4 and then put it on Google Drive, and it just took forever.
Like a million
Yeah,
years.
and I was like, I just went downstairs, ate something, came back up.
Lost the will.
Wasn't
It's fine.
done. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I missed this $20 super chat earlier. Didn't mean to. It's from Mick Plugin. He said, my early birthday present is finding out Mary is a Leo like me. Happy birthday, Mary. My lady, my lioness, my queen.
I like that guy, Mary. Give him a chance.
And there's a crown there.
I don't know. It had some simp energy in there. But thank you for the early birthday present. If it's early, I don't know. Pat the plumber said, Brett's still my hero.
Thank you.
That's sweet.
I appreciate that.
You're someone's hero. Rukav, I don't know if I said that right. Emma Watson is rude, but in the most polite way. That's very British of her.
Yeah, it is.
Even though she lost her accent completely.
Did she? That's a sad thing. I like the
Millie Bobby
British
Brown
accent's
is
my favorite.
totally American sounding now. She doesn't have even like a faintest.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Christina Lee said, Brett Cooper was bashing Blake Lively. I was surprised at her take. I personally hate these awareness issues. By the way, happy birthday, Mary. Oh, hi, Brett. I'll have to take a look at what her take was, but I feel like there's just no way to really know the full story.
Correct.
Like
There
it's
never will be.
it's all a ruse.
Whatever your take is, it's a take based on like maybe a quarter to half of the information in minimal context.
And it's getting
unless you
twisted.
actually know them. Yeah.
Yeah. Shane H. Wilder said, the issue is most child actors will not be adult actors. If they don't have other outlets, then they are doomed when the roles don't come in anymore. Well, for the examples we were talking about, these were all people who started out as child stars and then continued on chasing that through adulthood, and it did not serve them well. But I'm sure for the most part, it doesn't work out for people like that. The next one was The Last of My Kind. Howdy, y'all, listening in traffic with my dog Sundance.
Awesome.
That's a cute name.
I do like that name for a dog.
Howdy.
And thank you for
That is a
listening in
good dog
traffic.
name.
Sorenko Productions said, hashtag make asylums great again, for real, and then like 12 puking emojis. I agree, fully. Omega Red Fan said, this is Unsolved Mysteries Friday.
Okay.
Shane H. Wilder said, bug chasers, F it, I'm done, I can't even. I gotta get some brain bleach. I was going to spend an hour in adoration tonight. I might need 2 hours. You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is what I do best.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm back because we're talking about HIV bug chasers.
Yes.
Yes. Ulvin McGoth said, the kink community is a liberal hive mind. I was in the crosshair because a friend made a funny boomer joke once. I'm way too familiar with those people.
So if my, like, are these your choices now?
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar. I'm having like deja vu. We talked about this. This was like an old. This is a
This
repeat.
person? You talked to
no,
this
like
person?
no. That whole thing is a repeat of something from the show before.
Really?
As far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned, if my choices are either the kink community or wearing an ear patch in solidarity with Donald Trump, I'm just gonna just dive in the middle and end up where I end up.
Can you just run home?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds a hell of a lot like the kink talk discussion
Yeah.
that we were having. Was that last week?
2 weeks ago.
Something?
Last
I don't
week? Yeah.
remember. Stefan Buttle said, last super chat of the week.
Thank you.
Not true, though. We still have more. Corey Anderson said, Lisa, you were being called out for an affair. We already
Yeah, we talked
about that.
Yeah.
Tacty Platty said, Lisa, get the Costco family on culture war for Dane. Yes.
I don't know if I could handle that.
I don't think they would.
Do you want them on here? We'll get
I
them.
would love them on here. Dane would, and then make Dane be on that episode.
I'm trying to get.
I mean, I think he would
I'm
have
working
to,
with you guys might want them. The Joey Merlino, the former mob boss that was like locked up for a bunch of years, and he has a new podcast out, like The Skinny with Joey Merlino.
Oh, I like Michael Francis. So, he's a former mob boss who has a YouTube channel that's very successful.
The Rumbling said, happy hostage party, guys. You are now definitely stuck with us. Also, happy birthday, Mary, with an F.
This was
you.
this was one of the Costco family's recent videos. I was going to show this to
Just
Jen.
used as a battering ram. Sally Slice's pizza shop was being invaded by the New Jersey Mafia, but the Rizzler and the Costco guys came to stop them. Big AJ used his super strength and Big Justice used his smarts to defeat some of the Mafia members. But the Rizzler delivered the final blow when the Costco guys used him as
real?
a battering ram to take down the Mafia boss. What group would be able to defeat the Costco guys?
This is what the internet is now.
It's so brain dead.
It's brain rot is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I heard you had fun with your brain rot.
Oh, I
segment.
showed them endless. Not even the worst of it. Like the worst of it is stuff that couldn't even be shown on here. But for the most part, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Shane H. Wilder said, hey, I was nothing if not a gentleman last Friday. Also, the 700 video is coming along nicely. It has a little something from 200, 300, 400, 500, and 600.
700 episodes coming up. Wow.
That's
Wow,
a
good
lot
for
of
you
episodes,
guys.
man.
It's a lot of episodes. There's a 20 there from
proud
Waffle
of us.
Sensei.
I don't see it here.
It says, happy birthday, Mary.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Rhaegar Targaryen said, Alien Romulus review when?
Mary wasn't in town.
Well,
so
I
we
asked
didn't-
you if you
I
wanted
heard
to
that
review
it
it,
devolves,
and you said no.
I heard it devolves into a musical in the third act, and that just
Wait, seriously?
turned me off of it. I could be wrong.
Wait,
but
that's
yeah,
like actually true.
supposedly true. Yeah, I don't know.
That's awful.
Yeah.
It didn't seem
I mean,
like...
I loved the how-to videos on the practical effects they did for the face huggers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'll wait and watch it when it comes out in streaming. I do want to watch Bad Wolves. It's not called Wolves. It's called Bad Wolves. And we've got The Crow coming up. The
Yes,
ill-fated, doomed
and
Crow reboot.
the Beetlejuice sequel
Yeah.
as well.
We've got some stuff coming up.
No new creative anything, right?
That's not true. I mean, even Bad Wolves is its own new thing. But look,
no one's gonna care
Look,
about
right
it.
now, Deadpool and Wolverine and Inside Out 2 both made $1 billion in under a month. So people
And
say
neither
they,
are original.
people say they want new stuff, but if you want to look at the stuff that's going to make a lot of money,
That's fair. That's fair.
it's going to be. But then again, I guess even the Blake Lively movie it's based on a book, but at least it's something new.
It has IP, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not part of a franchise. I guess.
Well, everything is based off. Even Oppenheimer was based off of a book. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. St. Miles said, "Happy birthday, Mary." Saw Lisa earlier in the Culture War. Milo acted like a Fed disruptor. Is this true?
It was an intense episode. There were points where I had like my hands over my face, my hands on my head. Like I was like, oh my God, the one guest threw a banana at him.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
Who threw a banana?
This guy, Don, and he like had this banana that he was saving for after the show, I guess, and he picked it up off the table and threw it at Milo, and then Milo proceeded to eat it.
That's probably the best thing to do in that situation to
Yeah.
establish dominance, I guess.
Yeah, that's the Chad move.
Did he? Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Don't
yeah.
say anything
Okay,
else.
yeah.
Okay. Rhaegar Targaryen said, also did my others $20 super chat pop. Wait, where is it?
Did we miss?
Let me scroll up. Hold on. Oh, okay. I didn't see this one. Okay, he said, "Happy birthday, Mary. Just returned from Nashville. The DW guys gave us a sneak peek at Am I Racist? Also, love Lisa's accent. Also, Milo
first.
doesn't think we black conservatives exist. Don't tell him about Clarence Thomas."
Yeah.
Did he say that he doesn't think
Well,
black
no. So I was
conservatives
saying
exist?
that, like, they were saying that, like, Milo was saying the black people are never going to vote for, like, Donald Trump, and I was like, well, I have to say that, like, this weekend I was out in Philly, and there was, like, these people signing people up to vote, right? Like,
Yeah.
stand on the corner, and they're paid, and I asked them, they were paid per hour, not per, like, signature.
Yeah.
Right? And they were clearly paid by a leftist organization, and me and James were interviewing them, and two of them were for Trump. And
But they were signing people up for.
Dems.
They're so much better at the ground game.
I mean, they're on Love Park Corner. They're there. We're going to talk to another one tomorrow. We said we'd go back and talk to him. But
Literally, the right just has Scott Pressler doing all the work.
and I'm
it
not
feels
saying
like.
black women, but I will say that, like, doing street interviews with James, like, I hold the camera while he does them. You know what I mean? But there's far more black men that are supporting Trump vocally and proud of it now than there has ever been. And I people like don't want to hear it, but it's true.
High Voltage 75 said, how many parties for Mary to do Australian breakdancing live on PCC? There is no amount. See that? There is no amount of crisis parties.
I would pay for that.
That will make me do that.
Just because I think it would be funny.
Absolutely not.
All the memes that came out of that were amazing, but it just shows you how fast the world, like the internet, just degrades. So somebody made the thing where...
Wait, show us the Cities by Diana video.
Which I showed it to him yesterday.
Oh, you did? During the brain rot?
Yeah. But like the point being that like they have the one where they put the breakdancing lady on their like windshield wipers so the legs go up and down. I'm like, in 2 weeks people are gonna be like, I don't remember, what's that from? I forgot. It'll be gone. Nobody will remember because like the news cycle is every 10 seconds now rather than 24 hours.
Brewmaster Monk said, Lisa, can you schedule Derek from Myth Visions and Adam Green of No More News for a Culture War episode? It would be epic.
Never remember that, so DM me.
Yeah, that would be a better.
My DMs are open, and you can DM me your ideas, and I do pay attention to them, and I do bookmark them, and I do write them down, and yes.
You're working hard.
I'll get there.
The Last of My Kind said, I'll send some Sundance pics to PCC Pets. My mom gave her the nickname of Sunny D.
I love it.
Love that.
I love it. That's fantastic. There's one more there from Shane H. Wilder.
Shane H. Wilder. My Sunday Catholic friends tweet will make you have some faith in the internet. I had something wholesome happen with the creator of the Catholic cartoon that I'm going to talk about.
All right, then.
Good.
That's nice.
Wholesome is good. Wholesome is good. All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, please, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Seventh Crisis Party will either go off during the outro or it'll be a post-credit scene, but we'll have to wait and see. And Lisa, thank you.
No, thanks for having me. It was fun to be back. I love you.
Where can they find you if they want to send you ideas for Culture War?
At Lisa Elizabeth on X, because I keep saying Twitter.
We were like surprised you were able to get that ad. That's surprising.
Lisa Elizabeth.
Oh, do you know why?
Why?
Because I was bartending in 2007, and my boss that ran a bar, it was the North Star Bar, like John Legend used to play there, like a little hole in the wall kind of thing. And he said, you really need to get Twitter because it's going to be the next big thing. So and I didn't tweet for years. So I've had a Twitter account since 2007, and I didn't start tweeting till like 2 years ago.
And you got it right at the ground floor of Twitter.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, birthday girl, time to do the outro.
You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived.
Perfect.
Do you have any more?
I think that's all of them,
okay,
guys.
We're all caught up.
So guys, if you want to follow me, Instagram and Twix at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. This show is here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you would prefer to listen rather than watch this podcast. And if you want to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook and not TikTok because we were banned on TikTok, at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back with another episode on Monday. We'll see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye.